What's good, YouTube? What's good, big dog? And in today's episode, I kind of want to talk to y'all about the history of something that is a taboo subject and something that is, I think, completely misunderstood. And I want to kind of put it in perspective for you. The genesis of dogfighting as a sport has been traced to a clash of ancient civilizations. When the Romans invaded Great Britain in 43 AD, both sides fought, bringing fighting dogs to the battlefield. For 7 years of warfare that followed, the Romans may have won the war, but the British had dazzled the victors with the ferocity of their dogs. If you are intrigued by the subject that we're about to broach tonight, then make sure you go ahead and like, follow, and subscribe, and stay tuned because we're about to cook it up. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and pay our dues to the sponsors.
Please forgive. Too many mind.
Too many mind?
Mind the school. Mind the people.
Let him go, Andre.
Mind the enemy. Too many mind.
Samurai.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? Soul in the building. Good to have you back, bro. Good to have you back.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna give everybody time to get in here, get some shouts out and everything. You know how we do in here. We keep it nice and copacetic in here. But so far I see Vinny in the chat, Dickie Foster in the chat, Wifey in the chat. Yeah. Come on in here. Bottom Boys Kennel, salute. Reginald Smith, what's good, big dog? Yes, sir. Yeah, for those of y'all in the chat, please put a thumbs up to make sure y'all can hear us. Mr. Biggs came in with a question, man. Mr. Biggs, I'm gonna get to that question, man. And while everybody getting in here, we'll get to that question. He says, how did you feel when you had your first litter of pups ever? Honestly, Mr. Big, that was probably the most what's the word I'm looking for? The most stressed I was because I was scared I was going to lose them. I didn't know what I was doing, and I had to just trust that. I had to just trust in the preparation for the litter because I didn't know if the mom was going to fall on them or smother them or if she'd even nurse them. But luckily, I had a good female. And if you have a bad litter, or a bad female that don't take care of her gyps, then that could offset you, man. But stay motivated, and if breeding is something you want to get into, man, then make sure you do the research and make sure you have everything you need to deal with that gyp. My brothers are getting in the building. Big A 601, welcome to the chat.
What's up with it, fellas? What's up?
601. What's happening, man?
What's up, brother?
Can't call it, might spoil it.
It's gonna be all right.
Yes, sir. I'm back in this bad boy like I left my wallet and keys.
Like you left your wallet and your keys.
Yes, sir.
Already, man. It's good to see y'all, brother, man.
Yes, sir. Peace to the gods. Peace to the gods.
All good. Yes, sir.
Shout out and salute to the chat as well. Hey, brother Samurai, you muted.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, man. Big salutes to everybody in the chat, man.
Salute to the chat.
Shout out to brother Ram in the chat. Shout out to Eagle fan.
What's up, Ram?
Welcome down.
What's up, Ram?
Yeah, man. If one of y'all brothers could shoot Ram the link, so if he's available, he ain't punching nobody in the face today, man. He can brother Ram can jump on here too, because I'm certain he has high value to add to this content we about to put out tonight.
For sure.
Brother Reginald Smith. Hey, if brother Ram does get in here, brother Smith, Ram is the breed aficionado, man. I know what I know, and I don't know a lot about the Boyles dogs, other than the fact that I know that Thompson Kennels runs those heavy, and he has some really good specimen of the Boyles bloodline. I also know that most Bolio well, Bolio boils typically runs well together, and even Carver might work with that. From what I know, based upon the lineages of those animals and how they're bred, those should click very well without too much new blood being introduced into that breeding. Yeah, man. But y'all brothers, I wanted to also bring up to tonight at the top of the hour. I want to do something different tonight. So those of y'all who are here at the top of the hour mark, we started at 6 o'clock my time on West Coast time, and I want it to be known that we're going to stop at the hour mark, and I'm gonna do a drawing because we've just met another milestone for Samurai Kennels and the Shogun Army. We've eclipsed 1,500 subscribers. We as of today we have over 1,500 subscribers, man. And every time y'all help me accomplish a goal, I want to share the love back to the community.
For sure. Hey, congratulations to us.
Hey, big facts.
Yeah, big ups, man. Yeah.
Salute to the chat.
Yeah,
Mr.
salute
Betty,
to the
Mr.
chat.
Stove, Reginald Smith, Mr. Foster, walking down round. You know, everybody out here, man. Everybody in the chat, man. Salute, appreciate y'all coming through, man. Swinging down on us, man. You know, take it easy, man.
Sir.
You know, get over there hump day, bro.
Yeah. Also, man, for those of y'all who don't know, one of the videos I did, it caused a lot of unrest in the community last year. Was I rated the top 10 YouTube channel for dog conversation. That rating will be going on this year, as well as the top 10 YouTube channels. I'm not going to talk about anybody underground because I'm not about to expose them like that. But shout out to all the brothers underground, and also I want to give out some awards this year for like guys that I haven't seen for very long on YouTube, like Rookie of the Year and things like that, man. And show some love to everybody outside of the Digital Dog Show, man. I want to honor those and give flowers to everybody who deserves flowers. And I see a potential Rookie of the Year in the chat right now, man. So I want to give a special shout out to that Rookie of the Year, the brother Bottom Boy Kennels, man. Shout out to Bottom Boy.
Shout out.
Yeah, man.
Salute, brother Bottom Boy, making his return to the game. Good brother.
All right, y'all. So for the brothers in the panel, the first portion of this I wanted to talk about was we brought up the history of dogfighting, man. And this is I need to put a disclaimer here. Ram, when you come in the chat, I also need you to add a disclaimer because with us talking about a subject that's so toppy, we have to realize that it's going to be anecdotal, hypothetical, and entertainment value first. This is not to actually encourage or support or condone any violation of the 1974 Animal Rights Act or any laws that are currently in effect or currently being put into effect. This is simply for entertainment value and to raise awareness of what is believed to be the history of the dog fight. Additionally, each thing that I bring up, I will try to give y'all the reference to it so you can look at it for yourself because I'm human. I make mistakes and I'm not the aficionado on the subject. I don't think anybody can be unless they lived it or they understand it. Even the people who document it, victory goes, the story and the history goes to those who were victorious or who those came out on top. So history is always tainted. You're never going to get the full story from the winner. All right. But the first thing I want to bring up to y'all brothers is I read an excerpt and it was talking about the ancient Romans and how they used the molossers for combat. And this was dog to human combat, but they said when they ran up against the Britons, the Britons dogs with that terrier blood in them actually had more tenacity, and so therein lies where I want to begin the show at is in the beginning with the ancient war dogs of because it's believed that the American Pit Bull Terrier or the Staffordshire Terriers were are a more recent breed, but given that information that I read and evidence from Mr. Richard Stratton, I do believe that if they ran into a dog that was like a cross of an old English Terrier and some kind of molosser, that's why the Romans would have been so impressed. And I just want to get y'all brothers take on that.
Well, bro, I'm fooling with this phone, man. They got me on account recovery and and all that. I was trying to holler at Mr. Vinny in the chat and tell him what's up, but and so I really wasn't. My damn hearing wasn't picked up on what you were saying. So
Oh yeah.
just to sum it all up, what is it that you was asking, bro?
All right, so I'm gonna read another excerpt that I got for it, and this is coming from Mike Hoban from 1999. It's a Pet's book, The History of Fighting Dog. It's a 256-page book.
Yeah.
This is the intro. Fighting dogs have existed in some form in numerous societies for thousands of years. These dogs and the purpose for which they were developed have been an endless source of fascination and intense study for several centuries. Now, this important new book brings the meaningful historical perspective and the entire subject. The complete history of fighting dogs details the dogs of war and all forms of baiting and fighting sports that were developed and the dogs that were used in them.
So
Yes, sir.
you said that when they crossed over and got to England, that the dogs was stopping them. Was this on the battlefield?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So
Originally, yes.
he's talking
Yeah,
about the Roman coming to the English islands and now
yeah,
trying to conquer the area.
yeah, yeah. Um, I also saw something the other day that they were saying that the Romans used Cane Corsos too. I don't know, but yeah, no, that's good information. So I wonder how they were breeding back then. You know, um, you, when it like how they handle cattle, right? How they go into that breeding process for cattle. Depending on what cattle you have and whatnot. I I wonder how they did their breeding process with the cattle because I believe that would kind of be the same kind of script they would run off with the dogs back then. I'm just guessing, thinking aloud.
Hey, so I want to make sure that everybody realizes that everything we're doing here, we're reading historical evidence and data. This is all hypothetical, so it's based upon your thought process. There is no right or wrong answer with this because I'll read you another excerpt from the same book. All right. The Romans utilized a breed of dog known as the Malassian, a proto-mastiff bred for combat. Their use was adopted by the Romans after they colonized the Greeks. The Malassian is an ancestor of the modern dogs breeds such as the Great Pyrenees, Great Dane, Rottweiler, and Cane Corso.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna broach the subject because I think I kind of went kind of broad with it. So I'm gonna bring it back in. So
No,
basically, what
I
I'm
was
getting
I
at,
was gonna speak on it, but I got a whole bunch of background noise, so just give me a second.
oh yes, sir, yes, sir,
Yeah.
yeah. But until Soul takes over, I will say that the Molossers and the Terrier style dogs have been around. And in the chat, Brother Ram had a good point too. He said, "Hold my point. That's the age-old classic: Bull versus Terrier. Who's the better of the two?" And I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna tell you right now that tonight I want to discuss things and we can get a little heated, but it's needed because I believe that the Terrier was always there, and personally, I believe that the Terrier was always the better of the two when handled appropriately. Although the Molosser had the size, you're talking about warfare that started with even cavalry, which would be mounted horse units. And for those units, I've seen pit bulls that can spring a 7-foot fence. You know what I'm saying? So having a terrier that's agile and can weave in, even in modern warfare, we had trench dogs that were American Pit Bull Terriers in World War II. They were used because of their pain tolerance. They could avoid the shrapnel, and they could carry messages from one outpost to another outpost in the trenches. So personally, I'm gonna have to go with the Terrier on that while we get ready for Brother Soul. And if y'all brothers want to chime in on
Yes,
y'all's
sir.
opinions.
So I would looking at it from a full spectrum, the molosser, like I said, you mentioned the progenitor to the mastiff breeds, the Connie Corsos, so on and so forth. We talking about the Britons who were practicing Wiccan. You know what I'm saying? The Wiccan belief faith system was all about being tapped into the earth. Hence Terrier, the earth dog. You know what I'm saying? So they having this tenacity, this dog that has this type of tenacity, right? That drives, so on and so forth, being able to take on or being a counter to the molosser dogs that are going to would be traditionally more human aggressive. The Terrier dogs, less human aggressive traditionally. You know what I'm saying? That was their counteraction. Hey, focus on the dog that's attacking after us. Also, this dog could be used as a counteractive to the cavalry, the Roman cavalry. If anybody has seen any videos of bull baiting in Spain and things like that, there are tons of videos on YouTube where you'll see a bull terrier taking on a full-fledged bull that would be in the matador ring. So I just think that could possibly be in the use of the Britons using the terrier.
Absolutely. And to add into that, Brother Big A, you have a partner that deals with I don't know if it's Cane Corso or Connie Corso. I've been saying both my whole life. Nobody's ever. Yeah, man. Can you elaborate upon that? Because Brother Soul carried very well that the term, the prefix terror or terrier has to do with earth, but that Connie Corso is something that you've seen in person, and that anecdotal evidence will help when we're talking about the matching of the earlier origins of the fighting dog.
Okay. And so when you're asking me this, like it's what the Cane Corso, what traits it has.
Yeah, like because the Cane Corso is considered one of the older breeds of today, right? And since you've seen it in person, it's kind of like how the archaeologists do with the bird bones. They look at the bird bones, they go, the dinosaur must have looked like this, but you're seeing something that is there's a relic that is actually referenceable. So I want to use your expert opinion on that one.
Yeah. Well, what I do know, I really just kind of started looking into the kind of Corsos myself, and that's kind of when I was talking about the kind of Corsos running with the Roman Legion back then, and their traits, like I don't know, the kind of Corso is kind of, I don't want to say it has the capability to do work on multiple levels. Like the kind of Corso is kind of like a shepherd dog. It can be out there and protect your flock, for the and this is what I saw, in the little thing that I was watching about the kind of Corso. They'd have it out there protecting the flock, protecting the home front, for the farmers or whatnot. And the farmers that had to serve during the war, whenever they had a battle or whatnot, they're grabbing their whatever dogs they had on their land, and that's who they run with. So the kind of Corsos they have records of the kind of Corsos in doing the gladiator stuff in the Coliseum,
For sure.
Putting them up against lions and so on and so forth. So I think that at that time frame and that time period, I think that might have been like your standard of do it all now.
For sure. Hey man, I want to pause real quick because bro, the chat is going ham right now. Shout out to Heike Lee, shout out to Crockett, shout out to PBK in the building. Hey man, Saturday night was I think it was Saturday night was lit, fam. That was crazy. Dickie Foster, you always here, man. Shout out to Dickie Foster again. 614 Tree, Triple Star APBT. Man, if I miss you, man, call me out, man. I'm gonna get you in there, man, because all y'all need to be heard. For those brothers who are not watching, I definitely want to make sure I get y'all out there. Also, keep in mind at the top of the hour, man. Make sure y'all are ready to drop y'all cash apps, because I'm gonna be blessing some cash apps tonight, man. Y'all helped us reach 1,500 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you. I really just want to say thank you tonight, man.
Yeah, big shout out to Eagle fan, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat for real. You know.
All right, so we dropped my brother 601, but 601 also, bro. I don't know why I didn't have your hardware on there 601, so that's fixed now. But I'm gonna move on to the next excerpt that I got from the book for y'all. All right, so it says, thus emerged a canine market of sorts. The Romans began to import British fighting dogs for use not only in times of war, but also for public amusement. In Rome's Colosseum, large audiences would gather to watch gladiator dogs pitted against other animals, such as wild elephants. The vicious dogs, thought to have been crossbred with the Romans' own fighting breed, were also exported to France, Spain, and other parts of Europe, eventually finding their way back to Britain. And what y'all?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm looking at something right now. I don't know where it's gonna lead because it's been a while since I've read this book. Shoot, yeah, he has to come back to me. I just lost my spot, but yeah, it goes right along with it.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I think
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because ultimately what we're seeing is in the ancient time, what I'm hearing from that is them creating the ultimate fighting dog, for their amusement. We talking about a warlike culture, Colosseum, all of that is all about entertainment, blood, guts, and glory. And them, moving and transporting and them, grabbing local dogs to try to create the ultimate dog for their time frame.
Yeah, I like to add to that too, man, because I think that was second. I think they kind of bred them, and this is just my opinion. I could be, all the way wrong, but I think they were breeding them for, working purposes before it became that, before it got to the whole pit, to matching them or putting them up against other animals. I think that, and I think when they put them in there to match other animals, that's when they were really trying to test the breed because, um, ran out, you want some entertainment per se, but yeah.
Hey, so I also think it cannot go unsaid that they was bulldogging, man. They was like, you know what? These dudes got some fire. We going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I always like to modernize the conversations, without belittling the magnitude of what we're moving into. Because what we're actually moving into is we're talking about the history of what we think could be the American Pit Bull Terrier. And this is completely anecdotal, but I wanted to give y'all my reference so that when I'm reading these excerpts from this book, y'all know these aren't just Dre's thoughts. I'm just it's like writing a college paper. I'm giving you a reference and I'm giving you my thoughts on that reference. But yeah, man.
Can I read something?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm just picking through this book, so I didn't have any highlight.
Which book is it? Before you read it, which book is it? Because I like to share the reference so everybody can see if they need to, if they want to go see it themselves.
So it's the World of the American Pit Bull Terrier by Richard F. Stratton, and he says, fortunately, I have the advantage of viewing whatever historical evidence is available from the vantage point of being familiar with the pit bull in pretty much all his aspects. Pit bull, catch dog, hunting dog, guard dog, house dog, and so on. Nevertheless, any student of any breed shall maintain an attitude of skepticism.
Skepticism.
Yeah, tongue twister. Toward all aspects of any breed history, including this. For the histories are put together from various personal contexts. Other writings may have borrowed from the still other writings, artwork, old documents, and ancient artifacts. I get most annoyed with those histories which purport to trace the specific breed back to the ancient Egyptians, and yet I can look at artifacts or photographs of them from that era and see dogs that look very much like ours and were being used like ours might be too. However, I would never try to say that those dogs were our breed, Egyptian pit bull terriers. Although I do think it's perfectly logical to think that our dogs are descended from that type of dog. So I don't know. It was just something I was looking at, you know.
No,
Because what you know, it's so and because the Cane Corso, it like it on a small scale, it has some features that our dogs had. And back then, I know that that's why I was saying I wonder what the standard breeding was for making those dogs and maintaining what they're looking for, and then improving the breed from back then. Because I mean, the dogs back then that you see, you really can't tell what kind of dog they are. You could say it's some kind of bull breed, some type of whatever it is, because they all kind of fade each other. Somebody can say this dog looks like a Cane Corso. Somebody can say that dog looks like a pit bull, and we're all going off of portraits and paintings, from centuries ago. So, just curiosity, man.
nah, man, that's that was dope. And then so I think you had something to chime in as well, bro. Before
Yes, sir.
Big A's.
Well, I wanted to give my perspective from just the Coliseum perspective, understanding that during that time, entertainment wise, how the modern human, we have so much access to entertainment. Well, when you looked at the Roman times and the Greek times, they had their Olympics, and then they also had the Coliseum. This was their form of entertainment right here. So you would have different houses of mastery where these different Coliseum soldiers per se would go against each other. You know what I mean? If let's say you almost got to look at the APBT in the same way somebody would have a kennel with dogs. These men would have a house, a battle home of war slaves and different men that might have been in debt who became these Coliseum soldiers. So it's really similarities, and the fact that the way that you did the Coliseum, we can kind of reflect on that from a historical standpoint and look at it similar to the box, and how the dog men of the old kind of took on some of these similar attributes.
Nice. Now, there's something else I wanted to bring up in this situation as well, because at this same time, there was the Japanese influence going on as well with the Tosa. And I don't want to forget, I saw one of the brothers, I think it was Honey No Salt, brought up that the Native Americans also had dogs as well prior to settler history arriving in on this continent. So there's a lot of disparities and a lot of things here that are going to be anecdotal only because there's no proof other than what different historians wrote, and their evidence is contradictory to one another.
Well, I will say, with Japan and China and all of this, you did have the silk trade going. So during that time, you will see the influence of the molasses being passed throughout Southeast Asia. So I don't think that's a contradictory statement. I can't speak about the Americas. There isn't really written records other than maybe the Aztecs, and we understand the dogs that they had at that time.
Yes, sir. So I want to push, and for those who just joined, go ahead.
My bad. I just got a quick question. What kind of dogs do the Aztecs have?
The Inca Orchid. It's the hairless dog. It almost,
Oh, and it's like the Egyptian dog, huh?
yeah, it almost looks like the pearl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
For those, if you delve into any type of Kemetic history or Egyptian history, the pharaoh hound would be Anpu, or the I guess the god that would take you to the underworld.
Yeah.
You muted, brother Dre.
Hold on just a second, bro. Can y'all hear me now?
Loud and clear.
All right. So I have another excerpt, because what I'm trying to do is about every 5 to 10 minutes read another excerpt from the book, moving us into modern times throughout the program tonight. And let me get the extra pull back up. All right, so look. So it says the evolution of the sport. By the 12th century, the practicing of baiting, releasing fighting dogs into the ring with chained bulls and bears had grown in popularity in England for several centuries. Baiting was considered a respectable form of entertainment among the English nobility. The practice during which dogs scratched and bit the bulls was also used to tenderize the meat for consumption. By the early 19th century, the increasing scarcity and rising cost of bulls and bears, as well as their growing concern about the issue of animal cruelty, damped the appeal of the sport. In 1835, the British Parliament outlawed all baiting activities. Following the law's passage, dog-on-dog combat emerged as the cheaper legal alternative to baiting. What y'all think about that?
Yeah.
I definitely can see, for you talking about scarcity, lack of resources, and you talking about how a certain group of people making a mark on certain populations and almost decimating those populations of animals. So I could see how a barbaric society, damn near, exterminating all the bulls based upon pleasure and greed and festivities. So yeah, absolutely. Turning it from bull baiting, and then ultimately turning the bull baiting into, dog on dog.
I also believe that the dogs were part of why they had food on the table, because I think the dogs were they had to be a big part of the hunt, on the hunting side for personal families.
Absolutely. I mean, you got dogs like the Foxhound, things like that. And to even further into what I'm saying, they damn near eradicated the fox population at one time, hunting them. So
Yeah.
these different breeds for sport and for hunt. But in this case, the ancestors of our dogs doing both. You know what I mean? Fulfilling both the entertainment and also, like the brother said, tenderizing meat. So it was a multifaceted, multi-purpose dog. You know what I mean? So I definitely can see how or why these people did certain things, and ultimately them not unknowingly creating, well, we talked about the baddest dog in the land.
Yeah.
Hey, so I need to stop this show. Stop this show. Shout out to brother Solo but Connected Kennels. I don't know if y'all see that special hardware he has by his name right there, but that's because Solo is a subscribed member. And what that means is this brother has the utmost faith in us that he is subscribing and having a continuous subscription that is a paid subscription to the channel to make sure that we're getting our ad revenue up on YouTube. So shout out to brother Solo. And Solo, anytime you come into the chat, I'm kicking down the door for you and anybody who joins the Shogun Army with that kind of fervent belief in the channel. Thank you, brother Solo.
Brother,
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you, bro.
yes,
Man, we appreciate
Already,
you.
man.
ready. That blade is sharp over there, brother Solo. Salute. We appreciate it. Much love. Peace to you, God.
Real talk. Real talk.
Hey man, shout out to Supreme Excellence, man. Shout out to I don't even know how to pronounce his name right here. I'm gonna just click this right here. That's squiggly space squiggle with a little dot on top of it.
Oh, that's what that is.
What
Yeah,
that is?
man. Yeah,
Still better than
shout
mine,
out,
right?
Think it's something. Salute to you, brother.
yeah, shout out to you, squiggle space squiggle.
Yeah. It's probably like Hadith.
Yeah, hey, whoever it is knows me personally though, man, because they call me up by my government name,
Yeah. For sure.
who you be? Because you might be the Chinese or the Russians right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. Look, they playing with the chat. They kicking people out the chat. The Chinese and the Russians is targeting us right now, y'all. But hey, all jokes aside, I'm gonna get back to all seriousness to the topic, man. But you gotta have some fun with this thing, man. What's the purpose of having an outlet in the channel if you can't let loose? And I saw some brothers talking about that in the chat as well, man. Also 601, welcome back to the panel, bro. I saw you out there crowd surfing, and I appreciate you for getting out there and getting engaged.
Oh yeah, man. I like to get out there with them guys, man, and bark at them. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that I see them, man. I appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, man. I be seeing them out through there, man.
601. How you pups doing?
Oh shit, man. Everything. Shit, goddamn it all, man. That motherfucker got me goddamn want a goddamn shit. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, Lord.
You know, but I got to hold my brakes though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get trigger happy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna
Yeah.
get trigger happy, bro. But you know, goddamn it. Back in the days, I would have got trigger happy with these motherfuckers, but I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Everything good though, man. I'm gonna have to go see some of these guys out here in the chat whenever
Yeah,
that time come. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man. Shout out to Marquand 1988. Shout out to Brandon
Shout
Blue.
out.
Shout out to M1 and JT. They're not here with us tonight, y'all, but I'm texting brother JT right now, man. Brother JT, we got nothing but love for you, bro. Brother M1, we got nothing but love for you, man. Y'all
There you
boys, take
go.
care of what y'all take care of. The show is always gonna be here. And we always gonna be family.
Already.
Yep.
In the real way. Hey, I got the album for y'all brothers. Y'all get out there trying to work these hounds. Y'all gotta listen to this new Killer Mike album. I'm telling you, brother, this album is gonna give you the spirit of the ancestors, and it's good nutrition. And I'm telling you, you gonna look up and you and your hounds, you go see the whole day that went by. You like, God damn, we just got some work in. But man, I'm telling you, bruh, this is that shit right here. If you want to get your hands, you're going to listen to that new Killer Mike album and get that good nourishment in your system, in your spirit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you say it's a Killer Mike album.
I'm telling you, brother. Powerful. And you talking about, hey, look, you look up, you gonna be banging out push-ups while your dog's working that spring pole or getting the treadmill. You gonna be able to keep your damn self with that hound, bro. I'm telling you.
Already. Shit, man. I'm trying to goddamn put one I'm trying to put one in shape now. You know what I'm saying? But it seemed like every time I touched the damn pavement with his feet, he blistered up, man. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Tough Paul.
what I need for that, bro? You know what I'm saying?
That Tough Paul. Look it up on. I think you can find it on Amazon. That Tough Paul. It's the gummy paste. Put it on their feet. You walk them in some soil or some grass to go collect a little bit of material, and man, you go beat the pavement up. They got a rubber sole on they paws.
Tough Paul. TUFF Paul.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
So that brings up a valid point, man. And I wanted to share this with you in the chat, brother 601. So when I got here to Arizona, they talked about the heat on pavement and even grass versus the actual heat and the temperature. So here they were saying that the temperature of the sidewalk can be above 160 to 180 degrees, even if it's only like 115 or 120. Just like the ambient temperature. So if that dog's paws touching the ground, even though you might be able to walk outside and it's warm enough for you to just walk outside and work, that ground could be 20 to 30 degrees hotter easily. So that could be why he blistering up too right there.
Okay, yeah. All right.
What's the temperature like down there?
Shit, it is hot now. You know what I'm saying? I don't just be keeping up with it, but now I know it's goddamn it be like shit. I know like today it was like in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So it do be being hot and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, goddamn. By the time I goddamn it take him around the corner and get back, you know what I'm saying? When I check his shit, you know what I'm saying? He busted up. I'm like, God damn. But, I'm going to put that Tough Paw. I'm going to grab some of that shit there first chance I get. Hopefully I can grab the mob, man, and try to put that down on him, man. Give him a couple of days and then we'll try it again. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on.
What of the difference, brother?
Yeah. I'm just trying to knock a little fat off his ass. You know what I'm saying? He was 16 months. So I'm just trying to knock a little fat off his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we're going through the same thing, man. I'm trying to get young sir. Trying to get that baby fat off of him. You get a little bit of it.
Right.
Starting to look good. He's starting to look good.
Right.
Uh-oh.
How old is young sir now?
17 months.
Okay.
18 months. It's August. Yeah, he was born in February.
Okay.
Hey man, there's also a product you can use called it's called Pad Tub, man. They got it on Amazon, man, as well. It works very well. It puts a coating on there like Brother Soul was talking about. But yeah, man, shout out to the brother who sent me that link, man. I appreciate that, man. That's solid business right there. I also want to get back to I want to push forward a little bit with our subject because we're pushing. We about 7 minutes away from when I want to start talking about how to get into this drawing and talk about moving forward. I got to get my phone back to get my references pulled back up, but I'm work with me, y'all. Brother Dre is moving slow as molasses today.
All
Slow
good, man.
Slow as molasses.
All good, man. Shit, we ain't no rush, man. We just chilling, bro. Everybody chilling, man.
All right, so here we go.
Boy.
Fighting dogs. What's up, big dog? Oh, fighting dogs were crossbred with other breeds to create a fast, agile, vicious animal capable of brawling for hours. Fighting dogs were imported to the United States shortly before the Civil War and were crossbred in hopes of creating the ultimate fierce canine fighter, the American Pit Bull Terrier. Let me stop right there because I just did an interview with a brother, and that information right here is public information. And the good brother that I did the interview with, if y'all check in tomorrow, he kind of refutes that evidence with his own family history and lineage. So just keep in mind, anything I read tonight, I don't care if it came out of a book. There are people. There's always an exception to the rule. Always an exception to the rule. But we know that these dogs could have been here as early as the inception of the country, or if not even before the inception of the country.
Absolutely. Totally agree. I think I think all those statements are true. I mean, it's some dogs in modern history with shaky lineage. So I think all these statements are true.
What dog? What dogs you talking about? So
Okay, dogs coming back from the old country, as early as you said, the Civil War. Is that when we saw the ancestry of the APBT being brought here?
that's what this book that I'm reading from says. Yes.
And you said you have an interview coming up tomorrow where you have somebody who's refuting that information, right?
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
that, I think all of these statements are true. I, and I just use an example of how certain dogs of the past, you know what I mean? They have sketchy history. They might be way larger than the dogs of the past or what were previously seen. You know what I mean? So people are looking at it and saying, "Oh, that could have been crossed with this, that, and the third." So I'm just saying that I think that statement holds relevance to the fact that I think all of these different moving pieces have created the best dog that we know as the APBT. I don't think it's just one linear history that the APBT came from England and Ireland and Scotland and brought here, and then Americans put the dog together. Ultimately, it created the ultimate dog. I think it's a little bit of everything.
See now you're playing with fire because you have to watch the interview tomorrow. That Big A, let me pull yours up real quick. But you have to watch the interview tomorrow because this brother that I interviewed, he talks about it heavily. Big A, for those out who can see the screen, Big A is actually showing one of those proposed breeding schemes. If you can, Big A, if you will start at the top of the ancient hunting dogs and kind of just read that off for those who are watching. Excuse me, those who are listening. Big A, you there?
Oh shoot! I hit mute by accident. My bad. It started with the ancient hunting dogs, and I'll run it straight down the middle before I break off to the sides. But the ancient hunting dogs turned to killer hounds. From there, molasses, mastiff, band dog, to the bulldog, to the pit bull terrier, to the mild pit bull terrier. Now, the ancient hunting dogs had scent hound, created the scent hounds, sight hounds. Practically everything came from the ancient hunting dogs. I guess that's the closest thing to the wolf you can get. The ancient hounds created the scent hounds, which eventually turned into the bloodhounds. The sight hounds turned into greyhounds. The molasses mastiff band dog is the lineage to today's modern mastiff and Great Dane. And from the mastiff band dog comes the bulldog, and from the bulldog, and this is just going off of this. From the bulldog, you get the I can't even pronounce that, man. It's the brachycephalic bulldog, whatever that is. I have no idea.
Brachycephalic.
How say it?
Brachycephalic. It's a push. Yeah.
It's a what?
That's the scientific term for a pushed-in snout.
Okay, gotcha. And from that, a mix between that times the English White Terrier created the Bull Terrier, and all that derived from the Bulldog, and then you have your Pit Bull Terrier, and in this book it's saying that the Staffordshire Terrier came out of the Pit Bull, and then the American Staffordshire Terrier came after that, and then below the pit bull terrier becomes your modern American pit bull terrier.
All right, and as always, Big A, is that the same reference from the? Is that from the world of the American
Yes,
Pit Bull Terrier
yes,
track?
yes.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you for that. Thank you for that. And that's the second of his 3 installments. The first one is This is the American Pit Bull Terrier. Then this is no, that's the third book. It's the This is the American Pit Bull Terrier, the book of the American Pit Bull Terrier.
It's the I don't know which one this is, man. I can't remember the last time I read it, man.
But yeah, it's a 3-book series for y'all, and they about $500 now on Amazon. So if you got one, hold on to it. There's also a channel here on YouTube that actually reads from those books with the audio voice, with the computer voice, and you can get the information. Can I tell a story real quick, y'all, about information versus book knowledge?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I always share the story of Bill Gates when I'm talking about this for those of y'all who are interested in the books. And let me pull it up, Big A, so they can see it better. So whenever I'm talking about knowledge, I tell Bill Gates' story. And why I like to bring up Bill Gates, because Bill Gates went to college, and as you all know, he dropped out of college. But what a lot of people don't know is that Bill Gates would go sit in on the classes that he would have been required to have taken his junior and senior year of college. So he got the information, he just didn't have a piece of paper saying that he had that information. And as we all know, what Bill Gates did with that information was he created a company that was more valuable than anybody I can think of else that came out of his college, right? So I say that because if you're a person that likes to bookmark things and write it down, that's fine. But if you're a person who just wants the information, and probably if you're listening to a podcast or listening to a YouTube video, you're a person that's a pretty good auditory learner. There's a great channel. If you just search the history of the combat dog, this guy gives you it's just straight information read straight from the book. And a lot of the information, it gives you the reference as well. So if you want to go find the original book after the fact, if you want to have that in your collection, that's just for you. Absolutely, brother Ray.
Hey, can I say something real quick? Hey,
Always, bro.
It's some legendary dog men out here that have books that have been released within the last 3 years, man, 5 years, and we need to go support that. You know, I think it's vital if you really into this, even if you just all hands on, you should build a library, on these dogs, because these books aren't going to be around forever. And it's some heavy information going on in these books that you'll have a part of history. So, if you guys are into grabbing a little bit of history, I think it's real important to go ahead and start your personal library.
Hey, I concur, brother. And with that, let's give a shameless plug to Mr. Richard Garcia. He just dropped a new book. Go ahead and invest and go ahead and pour into the brother and get that. I think we take for granted the fact that we got information, this access at the palm of our hands, but we don't understand how fragile our electrical grid is and things like that. So, we got to have the information. When we're unable to contact and call people and be able to look up in the quick search engine, certain remedies or what we should expect in different scenarios, so on and so forth. You got to have the written information, the things that is obtainable in our hand, and knowledge is forever. Go ahead and get you a book.
Right.
Hey, I wanted to share with y'all though that all of these guys right now, their books are investments, because as we see with the Richard Stratton, every one of those books the Big A is showing y'all right now can go for a band right now easy, just because they're sought after items, right? And man, it was these things called Beanie Babies when I was a kid. They was getting them out at McDonald's, man. There was a Beanie Baby craze where there was a certain one like a Calico or something like that. Man, that thing's worth thousands of dollars now. And they was giving it out at McDonald's once upon a time, man. So you never know what you're investing into until you invest into it, man. And it has exponential growth and value. It's just like art, fine art.
Yep.
Hey, you said something, and on my mama, my baby girls, my mother-in-law plugged them. My baby's probably got no bullshit, probably about 500 to 600 beanie babies, and I know we got some collectibles in there. I might be sitting on the door right now.
Hey, hey, and then we be the ones be clowning them. You got all this stuff, you got all the Star Wars stuff, you got all this, and then you go see, oh man, they just sold for 50,000. Man, wait.
Be hurt like a mug. You gave that to your nephew a couple years ago. It's toe up raggedy now.
And that just go to show you, man, mind your business, man. Instead of judging, sit down, pick up a pen and paper, man. You might learn something.
Yeah, y'all know what else I learned, man? Triple Star said Drake go and replace that. That man paid money to tell me to replace that battery in his smoke detector, man. Tip. Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
Real way. Go ahead and drop them motherfucking coins in the building. Hey, bless the great brother Samurai in the building. Y'all go ahead and donate to the channel. All of this, the proceeds will be invested right back into the building of the great show. And you talking about we got the most official, the most impressive, the most growth and illuminating dog show coming up this October. The Digital Dog Show hosted by the one and only Shogun Army. Hey, y'all brothers, get your dogs ready, get your entries ready. It's almost time.
And we got a couple of surprises coming too,
Yeah,
so
Hey, speaking of the Digital Dog Show, I don't know if y'all brothers seen the chat, but the one and only Gas and Go Kendall's in the building. Yeah, shout out to Gas Go, man.
Yes, and go.
Salute, Gas Go.
And Solo asked, he said October, no sir. So what's gonna happen is Solo is on the 15th of this month, I'm gonna start accepting entries. However, there's gonna be a whole month for you to get your entry in because things happen, man. Emails get missed. So there's gonna be two ways to submit it. My favorite way for you to submit it would be to create a unlisted YouTube video and send me the link so I can just download it. That'll be the easiest way for you to submit it. The other way to submit it is we're gonna have a WhatsApp because WhatsApp does not limit the size of a video that you can send to a WhatsApp. And so I'm gonna put the WhatsApp link out next Wednesday, and I'm gonna answer any questions you have next Wednesday live about the Digital Dog Show before we kick that thing off. We're gonna talk about phenotype, what hocks, what pasterns are, what stifles are, the anatomy of the dog, because what I want y'all to do is when you're voting and you're putting your dog in there, man, I want you to know what your true attributes are for your dog. And I want you to understand what we're talking about when we're giving like feedback on the dogs during the Digital Dog Show. Because like y'all know, Going Hard already came on the show and said they're gonna host it for us. So Going Hard will be the host. But we want some special people to announce those who win. I'm not gonna say what celebrities, but I know I have at least 2 celebrities that have volunteered to announce some of my winners for me, so that we can actually like get you some notoriety beyond just the YouTube community. And one of which is a rapper that I hold in high regard. So that being said, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna leave that just how it is, man. But the winners, it won't be anybody from YouTube. It'll be somebody who I think is gonna give you the attention that you need moving forward, because I want this dog show to be not just worth something monetary, but I want it to be something that enriches your life.
Ooh, powerful. Yes, sir. That's the Shogun way.
yes, sir.
Hey, but y'all, all jokes aside, I'm gonna read another excerpt, but I'm also gonna try to get up and see if I got the right size batteries in my battery cabinet, because two brothers are giving me something that's gonna make my family safer. And as simplistic as it may sound, I need to change that battery out, man, because like this is exactly why I love this community, man. That's why y'all the best people, because y'all hold motherfuckers accountable. Straight like that. But let me. What's up, big bro?
Go ahead, bro.
No, this is on you, bro. I've been talking too much.
Oh no, goddamn! I wasn't gonna say nothing but shit. Nigga made me go take all the batteries out of every goddamn smoke detector in here. Shit, that was me over here beating.
Hey, oh my mama. Hey, that ain't the most baby mama thing in the world. Oh man, when I watch anybody video live stream and I hear that smoke detector going off in the background, I'll be thinking like, especially if it's a chick, I'm like, you ain't got no nigga.
DJ,
Hey,
come here.
goddamn, I done went took the battery out of goddamn it, every smoke detector in the house. Goddamn, I'm beeping all
Never mind,
right.
I fix myself. All right.
It's all good.
Hey,
Hey,
I be hearing chick talk about she don't need no man. I'm like, you need a man to change your goddamn batteries in that
and
goddamn
your
smoke.
and your tire, and to take the trash to the road because you're gonna forget, and to cut the grass. Man, oh, you gonna
Thank
try
you,
to set me
booty.
off.
That boy
That's
got
why,
that smoke over there. Ooh wee.
that's
Hey,
why the chick's air filter will be changed out for 9 months. Hey, but
sir.
while Big A stunt with his extensive library, let me read y'all this next portion real quick, to make sure that I leave y'all with something while I'm going to check on my smoke detector. Dogfighting quickly became a popular spectator betting sport in the U.S. and parts of Europe, Asia, and Latin America. But concern about the humaneness of dogfighting grew. By the 1860s, most states had outlawed the sport. Nonetheless, it continued to flourish into the 20th century with widespread support from the general public and police officials. I'm going to say that again. Widespread support from the general public and police officials. With that being said, brothers, I want y'all to go ahead and cook on that for me real quick. Let me go check my stuff, man, and make sure my house is secure.
Any of y'all brothers want to cook before I say something? I don't want to be mic dominant.
Nah, go ahead, bro. You
Go
got
ahead,
it.
bro. Go ahead.
Man, so I look at
Please.
it like this. I just look at society and how it's drifting. We losing the grip on masculinity. And I just think that during those times, men were men. We understand the brutality of the day-to-day life, and we just respected combat in its full form. You know what I'm saying? The same way, we get that adrenaline rush out of watching our favorite MMA fighter or football match. You just look at how football has uh, digressed as far as the physicality and things like that as society has gotten softer. So I think that's ultimately what it has become, more of a feminine approach to society. And ultimately the masculinity is being uh, pulled out of society. You know what I mean? I didn't want to use that word, but I'm gonna go with that for the sake of the conversation. I just think it's a lack of masculinity across the board, mentally and physically, and that's what we're seeing. I'm tired of hearing men talking about I feel. If I hear another man walk up to me and tell me how he feel, I'm gonna punch you in the face. You don't tell me what you think, you jive ass turkey.
Man.
Oh, y'all, I got into a rant. It's man, listen out here. I feel.
Nah, I don't. I agree, but I really don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole. But like, I'm pro bully, man, all around the board, and I had to go into a little detail about it. And I try not to go too deep. But somebody got to be the bully, man. Somebody got to be the bully. And I don't want to get into all this LGBT and all that other stuff, but back in the day, they wasn't running anything. You give them the ball, they the bullies now. You know what I'm saying? Because you can turn on anything you see on TV is there. It's staring you in your face. School is there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to be the bully. America wouldn't be America if it would. You know what I'm saying? If the British didn't bully them out, you know what I'm saying? Force they had. So like people want peace, and I understand that. I want peace and all that, but somebody's always gonna be the bully. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's always gonna be taking over. You just want the good guy to be the bully, not the bad people. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well said, brother. You have to have a protagonist and an antagonist. It's all about
Yeah,
balance. The universe has to
yeah,
have balance.
yeah,
The pendulum has to be even. You can't.
yeah,
We living in a time where femininity is overly pushed. It's no balance. So we seeing an influx of off kilt people that's walking around. You know what I'm saying? Men aren't men anymore. Women don't have the elegance and the grace that they had anymore. And ultimately, society is reflecting that. You know what I'm saying? Our children are affected by it. The dogs are affected by it. You know what I'm saying? We live in a soft society. I don't. Without getting to, let me shut up. This ain't my channel. I'm not gonna go there. But yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
but
I stand on that. Hey, I
but
just
yeah,
Hey,
we're
my
stronger at.
bad, y'all. Hey, two
yeah,
things, man. First, that's always a good segue because I think that when we in the spot on Soul's page, man, like y'all got to get in there because with mine, I have some constraints and things that cause me not to be able to say certain things that I would like to say, but on Soul's page, we really get into it in a major way, man. Second, I wanted to add to and refute a little bit of what you said about the feelings thing, and I'll tell you why. All right, so men should not be governed by their feelings. But you're gonna feel pride, you're gonna feel ego, you're gonna feel anger, and you're gonna feel elation and sorrow. But it should not govern you, and it should definitely not stop you from doing what is required of a man to do in his family, in his village, and in his society. Personal opinion on that.
No, brother, I'm in no disagreement. What I s- what I merely said was when a man leads with his feelings.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
So
absolutely. That's a
we
female
speaking
phrase.
along, we speaking the same language.
Yes, sir.
Don't come to me as a man and tell another man. Tell me how you. I feel. I feel. No, my wife talked to me like that. I feel.
yeah,
Brother, tell me how you think. Because as a man, we're supposed to compartmentalize our thoughts, our feelings, right? And then what do? We rationalize it and say this is beneficial or this can hurt me and my family. What I'm
yeah,
saying, that's masculinity right there. Being able to rationalize your internal feelings, understanding that our feelings can be to our detriment at times.
yeah. And
Alright.
it's it's a book by author called Sister Soldier called Midnight. That's one of my favorite books of all time, man. It's a good book. It's a urban book, but the information in there is like it is heavy. And Sister Soldier in like the first chapter, she drops a line and she says, and it was Midnight's mother talking to him. She's talking to her son, and she's telling her son from a woman's perspective. Women are 100% emotion. Love them, but don't obey them. And she's telling him that because if you obey a woman, from an emotional standpoint, especially being raised, you become woman-like. You have women tendencies, you know. Um, that was heavy to me, you know.
Hey man, you hit the nail on the head in the feminine man. Hey, shout out to Sister Soldier. Hey, shout out to Sis in the building.
Hey, big sis in the building, y'all. Hey, also, man, I was
What
gone
up,
when we had the
sister?
hour mark. So I gotta do this real quick, y'all. I need anybody who's under the sound of my voice right now, they can get to the chat to drop their cash app right now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick somebody at rando, and we're gonna hit you in the cash app right now, man. In celebration of our hitting our goal of the 1,500 subscribers for this month, man. Our goal now is 2,000 before we do another drawing like this, man. But since y'all hearing the live, y'all gonna get first dibs on it. And since you don't count, so do not drop your cash app.
Push the cash out. We go send you some money.
Hey, so Mr. Biggs is the first one in there. Mr. Biggs, the first one. I'm about to go ahead and hit you up, bro, and let me know when that comes through, bro. But yeah, man, it's crazy how you they tell you don't sit at home watching TV all day. It ain't gonna make you no money. That's a damn lie on this channel. Everything, money makes the world go round. It can't fix a soul, but it can definitely make you feel better, man. You know what I'm saying? It can make you feel better, man. So
Yeah,
It just, man, just giving back, man, and just, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all about no money anyway, man. You
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know, really and truly, it ain't, man. You know what I'm saying? True enough, we need money to live and this, that, and the third, but it ain't just all about that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we don't mind, you know what I'm saying, giving back, you know what I'm saying, and shooting something back out that way, you know what I'm saying, or that way, you know, bro, because it just real, man. You know, all good, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
All
And
good, man.
I I like I always stress this, man. Everything is about information. We're in the age of information. You know, let's say we didn't have any money. No, we're not working with money at all. How do you survive? How do you make it? You don't know how to hunt. You don't you don't know how to fish. How do you survive? You don't know how to build a house. It's information. Information is what makes us move. You know, that's what keeps the circle tight. That's what makes everything grow. It's the flow of information. The money is just paper. It has, you know what I'm saying? We put the value in the money. The money doesn't put the value in us. So, information is key. That's why I love all these channels. Yeah.
Hey, y'all, brother, do me a favor,
Already.
man. Check y'all cash apps. Right now it should be three of y'all with cash apps. Can y'all put the amount y'all received in the chat, man? If y'all could be so kind, man. And hey, brother Soul came through. Let the church say amen. Tip tip.
Tip, tip,
Hey,
tip, 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 tip,
Yes, sir. God has come in the building.
tip,
Ooh.
tip.
yes, sir.
And then
So,
appreciate you,
Yes,
Mr. Kendrick,
sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Kendrick McFarland, man. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
We appreciate that comment that you just put out there, man, saying that you legit love getting on that channel, man. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate stuff like that, bro. That mean more than money, though. Just being real
Hey,
about it, bro.
yeah, man.
that's my, hey,
Go ahead.
that's my wife.
Who
Hey,
that?
Say what?
Who? What?
That's my wife.
Mr. Kendrick McFarland, your what?
Nah.
No, that's her last name, my last name put together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Okay, all right, okay, all
yeah,
good, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Hey, and I think it's gonna be dope, y'all, because this is also our tester. But for the Digital Dog Show, when we release the winners, this time when Going Hard or our celebrity guest say your name, like the Cash App is gonna hit you during the live. Like I'm telling you, man, like this will be the most interactive channel you will ever see because we like people. I don't know if some of y'all might not know this, but I'm a sociology major, so I love how people interact. And I'm not anti-conflict, believe it or not, man. I'm actually a real hothead. My brothers keep me grounded, man. And I just want to say thank you to my brothers in the panel and those who are not here,
Already, man.
and my
Yeah,
sister,
yeah.
and my sister.
hey, see, look at that. The importance of understanding self mastery right there. Understanding your flaws, understanding the importance of having brothers and sisters to lean on to be accountable. Come on, man. This is pertinent information. You know what I'm saying? And I think ultimately this is what makes the ultimate bulldog man or woman.
Yeah, it is.
For
It is
sure.
because man, y'all said a mouthful. The mental toughness it takes to be a bulldogger, because and yeah, wifey, same thing. Like sis said, y'all cannot put y'all cash ups here. You will not get it. Like if I'm gonna bless y'all, it's gonna be offline. I love y'all to death, man. But no, like the mental toughness you have to take the feedback. Man, I know sometimes I be in my feelings on here, man, and I love this because it holds you accountable. Yo. I love the accountability of it. It hurts in the moment, but the lessons come after the hurt.
Yep. Yep.
Absolutely. Hey,
Already.
when you gotta wake up and be honest and look yourself in the mirror. Hey, that once you are able to do that, can't no man or woman tell you anything to hurt you. When you
Yep.
honest with yourself, you know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Looking that man in the mirror, they say if you want to find God, look yourself in the mirror, but you got to be honest with yourself. And when you
Mm-hmm.
walk in that path right there, can't nobody hurt you. Only thing they can do is add value to you. Even when you believe a person is hating, there's some value in there.
Yeah, man. Are you the same person in that room by yourself? You know, that say, and as to compare to the same person you are with the group that you was just with. You know, for real.
Hey y'all, speaking of accountability, straight up messed up. I'm about to be sleeping in the doghouse tonight, y'all. Thank God it's got AC,
Uh-oh.
but I forgot to thank my biggest supporter. So, hey, all of y'all who have significant others, baby, you are nothing I do could be done without my wife, y'all. So, my sister corrected me, and see, that's why I said sisters and brothers make those corrections, baby. I know you watching the chat right now. I love you, and thank you for all of your constant support. Because, like, I know I'll be on here on YouTube 24/7.
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
You
good.
know.
Salute to your Queen Samurai.
Yeah. So in
She
ancient
got her
Japanese,
heart with her.
yeah. So in ancient society, man, they used to call them nobu geisha. The warrior women. But also shout out to brother Tony M. Shout out to brother Tony M. Man, Tony M is a solid brother. Tony Montana. Let me
Yeah.
correct that. Tony Montana.
Yeah.
Tony M. Tony Montana are not the same person. Let me get that correct.
Yeah.
But I respect both of those brothers highly, man. Both of those brothers highly.
Hey, and if you haven't checked out Tony Montana, man, that's another one who drops a lot of science, man, and gives good information. Shoot, I done sat down with a pen and paper on Tony's channel before, you know.
Okay. So some of my family members are watching together, like my sister and my mom. Shout out to Mom Dukes. Man, shout out to Auntie Gwen. Shout out to the whole 910, Bladen County, Bladenboro stand up, E-Town stand up, Dublin, White Oak, Lagoon, White Lake. If y'all don't know, I'm shouting out the towns and the municipalities where I'm from. Barton, aka known as Clarkton, East Arcadia. Yeah, man. All y'all brothers watching from back home, man. Big salutes to y'all, bro. And when I come home, I'm busting all y'all ass on the court because I'm still like that.
Hey, shout out to the elder queens. Mad love. Hey,
All
man,
around the board.
we got the elders.
Hey, hold on. Hey, so Brandon Blue, you must be from Bladen County. And also, if you know that, is no disrespect from Dublin. I'm not a part of that Bladenboro Dublin beef. I used to skip school and smoke weed in Dublin and in Bladenboro. I can't confirm it or not this, but I was in Tar Heel too and in White Oak. And let me not forget Bladen Lakes, man. Shout out to the whole Bladen County, bro. Yes, sir. And I used to bulldog in all them towns too. And if y'all heard of the Franklin dog around there, yeah, I ran into him and lost. So yeah, that was a thing back in the day, man. But yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In a real way, that sounds like some old country back in the woods towns right there.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Shout out to Michael Bayless in the chat and Reginald Smith, man. Hey, for sure, bro. Hey, tip. Hey.
Tip.
Hey,
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that, bro.
Yes,
Much
sir.
love to our brother Dre. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He said my dad lives in Dublin. I love the people down there. Bro, if you've ever been to my county, y'all know we have one Walmart, and it's a regular Walmart for 8 towns and 5 municipalities, to include Abbotsburg, Bladen Lakes is not even a town. Most of these places just have a post office and houses around them. And the churches run my county. I grew up in a town where we didn't have alcohol, so if you didn't get it from the town over or the county over, and you didn't have it on Saturday night, we had bootleggers, man. And y'all know my story, man. Y'all go back and watch season 1 for my story about working at a bootleg and all that stuff. Shout out to Mr. QP. You know what I'm saying? That's not his real name, but that's the name I'm gonna put on here. But my sister know where he at, man. He used to sell 75-cent Natty Lights, and to this day I drink Natty Light. So
Yeah.
man, shout out.
He was drinking that the other day.
Yeah, so let me tell y'all how I started drinking beer. While I got y'all here, we'll get back to the dog fighting thing too, y'all. But let me stop again, man. I swear to nuns, man, this chat is amazing. Going Hard Kennels Reloaded in the building. Man, shout out to the legendary OG. Hey, man, and while I got you on the sound of my voice, man, last night, what you did, man, that was legendary last night, man. When you told them, that was the Michael Jordan stuff right there. Michael Jordan stuff. So y'all who didn't see Twins live last night, first of all, go back, watch the whole thing, get them watch hours up, but go back and listen to the second hour, man. Brother Mo came on there and he basically said exactly what needed to be said. And I want to articulate that right here on my channel and support my brother. So the twins, Brother Mo and Brother Mike, they do their show and they had a great poll last night. I hope y'all got in the poll and I hope y'all gave y'all opinion on the poll. But also last night, Brother Mo spoke on the people who are, we call y'all, and I don't see them in the chat right now, but we call them the Russians and the Chinese. It's people who have no YouTube channel, no Facebook presence, no Instagram presence, but want to go on there and call people out. I tell everybody I'm in the attic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the basement. But for the people in the basement who are, instead of handling business in the basement, who are coming in the attic to handle business, he gave y'all a good shout out yesterday, man. So go back and watch that show at around the hour and 15-minute mark. And the good brothers at Go Hard Kennels really covered that subject in a very, very valid way yesterday, man. Shout out to Go Hard Kennels.
Shout out
Big
to
shout
the
out.
brothers, man. Shout out to the
Yeah.
brothers, man. Mike and Mo, man. Shout out, man.
Also, brothers, I hope y'all had a great trip. Any of y'all in the chat that made it to Tom Gardner's this weekend, man, I hope y'all got the best part of the pig. You know what I'm saying? I still consume pork. I'm going to be leaving it when I leave the military, but right now I travel too much. I eat that hog from the rooter to the tutor. But
Hey, brother, you mind if I give a shameless shout out to the great brother who bred Lady May? He was there.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out to my dear brother Break Bread Kennels. I seen you up there, bro. Hey, keep doing your thizzle, man. Hey, come on. Let's talk about it. Y'all brothers be looking out. I'm trying to put a play together. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. Hey, but that pick, man, shout out. And to the twins, y'all keep doing that. To all you basement bastards with no pages and so on and so forth, you come on my page, I'm gonna strike your goddamn ass. That's what I'm gonna do. Don't come on my page with that bullshit. I think you the feds. I'm scared.
Yes, sir, man. Oh, bro, man, this is
Big shout out.
man, we hitting milestone upon milestone. We have never had 40 people. This is the first time we've eclipsed 40 in our chat tonight, man. And I can't do it without you. We could not have done it without you. And we were fluctuating between 40, 41, and so on and so forth, man.
Wow. Beautiful. Round of applause.
Big time, man. I when we do these lives, I'm always working, man. It's the one live that I'm finally off, so I can actually talk and yeah.
Hey, I'm proud of y'all brothers, man. Y'all brothers rocking out. Y'all brothers doing your thing. You talking about consistency week after week. This is just inspiration for us to all keep pushing. Salute.
Yeah, man. For those of y'all brothers who don't know, man, at the top of each hour. So what I did was I put aside $150, man, and this money came from Sis. So just so y'all tracking, Sis blessed me, man. I was down and out bad when we moved here, man, because the military messed up my pay. But so Sister blessed me, y'all, and I'm blessing the chat with funds from Sis. But this is what it is. So when I hit 1,500 subscribers, I put $150 aside from the money that Sis gave me to make sure my family and us was good, because my family take care of each other like that, man. And so I got $150 to give out between now and Sunday on the videos and stuff, man. But since y'all here live, y'all getting it first. And so at the top of every hour, man, I'm gonna pull a couple of names out of the chat with y'all's cash apps, man, and send y'all some. Matter of fact, 614 check your cash app right now. But yeah, y'all, man. Also, I don't know if y'all can tell, but after that first hour, I got a little saucy, man. I went in there and went in my wife's liquor cabinet. So yeah, we about to get raunchy in here right now. Okay, we about to get
You too. Hey, I'm in there like swimmer. You feel me? Hey, come on, let's talk about it. And we. Nah, let me shut up. I ain't about to say that.
Hey, I'm up on it. Yeah, I'm up on it. But y'all, let me get back to the message at hand, because while I got Twin here, man, you know what I'm saying? I want to move into the current stuff, because Twin, one of the things we talk about tonight is the history of dogfighting. We started with ancient Rome, and we just got to the Americas and to the outlaw and the obliteration of legal dogfighting. But we're talking about the police being involved in the earlier days. There was also, and this is not to cause any racial tension in the group. But I just want y'all to realize in the earlier days, man, there was a lot of things that went unreported for African Americans in the game, man. I didn't even hear about Mr. Abraham until after I was already in the game, man, because it just wasn't something that was publicized. But let me read this to y'all real quick. All right. So, though legal in Japan and parts of Russia, dogfighting has been outlawed in most of the world. Still, it remains popular. Legal or not, dogfights are held openly in parts of Latin America, Pakistan, Eastern Europe, and clandestinely in the U.S. and the United Kingdom. Wayne Parsons, president of the Humane Society, tree hugger. Sorry,
Message.
Get him out of here.
So that name is Wayne Pacelle. That's Pacelle. If y'all see him on y'all Facebook, y'all's chats, man, make sure y'all are aware of these names, man. This is who's putting the clamp sound on you. The United States estimates that at least 40,000 people are involved in the industry domestically. Now, I have to use my education to explain to y'all how statistics work. Whenever somebody has an angle, they never give you the full spectrum of statistics. They find a specific angle in that statistic to skew the numbers. This is how elections are won. This is, if I'm trying to win an argument with you, this is what I'm going to do. All right? So there's 5 different ways, they're called fallacies, that people will get you. They give you what's called a red herring. And this is an example of a red herring. I give you a little bit of information, and they drag, basically what they would do is to take you off for a hunter that's trying to go down a hunting path or a game trail. They would drag blood in the wrong direction. They would drag blood in the wrong direction on that trail to lead you off that path. This is what they do with this kind of information right here. Another fallacy they do is called ad hominem. This is where you attack the person as opposed to the topic. I don't like the way you look, so you must be stupid. Without looking at your actual intellectual prowess or looking at how good you can talk or can score on a scholastic test, they just go off of something that is completely anecdotal and use that to judge you. All right, that's the kind of fallacies these people put into these words and these papers right here. So when I'm reading this to you, this doesn't mean that Dre and the chat agree with what's being read. I'm just giving y'all the baseline for the source. Additionally, somebody I forgot to thank earlier on in the chat, and I seen him in there, was Apache Kennels has been in this chat, y'all. And if y'all don't know this, Apache Kennels and THK gave me my start back in the game, man. So Apache Kennels, man, we love you, bro, man. Brother Art, if there's one person who I lay hands over, it's Brother Art, man. Anybody in this panel, but like Brother Art is a solid OG, and I hold him in high regard, man. And shout out to Senior Quake, Micho Khan, and Senior Cayetano. They are our connections south of the border, man. They are good friends of mine, and they part of the donations that I get, I always send to them to help them out with their efforts down there to feed the children down in Mexico. All right, so shout out to Senior Quake.
Yep, and don't forget, you got the pups going out right now, man. Gotta check them pups out, man, for real.
Yeah, for those of y'all who want some Apache blood, man, Apache has the blood that made Samurai Kinosaki, and also produced from Mr. Joe Woodle, came off a litter. All the litter from that litter were outstanding performers.
Yep, I want one of those pups so bad. It ain't even about the money. I don't have the time or space. You know.
Yes. Hey, let me read this comment real here. This is a good comment, man. Bob, so I say Bob Love, but Bobby Love only gets mentioned by Schoolboy. Then you got Kingfish Kid, and his father went into in Ohio and beyond. Hey, Mike Dan, man, I personally don't know a lot about that, but Twin, since I got y'all in here, when the good brother Ram come through, Twin, I'm gonna get y'all that link as well, man. So y'all can come through and kind of talk about that maybe, because I wasn't there, and I don't have an opinion or anecdotal evidence on that, Mike Dan. That's a very, very valid thing right there, man.
Hey, Brother Samurai, can I pose this to you? Because I got about this, that statement where you was talking about law enforcement. Can you imagine how many law enforcement, or law enforcement who came up on shows saw dogs that they liked, confiscated them dogs, those very dogs that they like, right? And implemented them in their program and used them in the damn box themselves.
So you about to go to jail. Hey, for all y'all law enforcement here, because I know they got at least one undercover in all of our chats, just so y'all tracking.
I'm just saying, bro.
There's one undercover in every chat.
Absolutely.
To be honest, so I know a cop from back home that I know for a fact was doing that. And there's a brother here from Dublin, so I'm not going to say the cop's name, but just know he is a school resource officer in our county. And I've seen dogs on his yard because he lived in my hometown. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm telling you, bro, you talk about a dirty, rotten bastard. Actually, choke you up and everything, cuff you. Hey, look, I'm going to confiscate that dog. You want to go to jail tonight? I'm going to let you go. That motherfucker take the dog and he got it all in his program, daggone it. And now up and man.
So I think Brother Brandon Blue knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, this cop was a box man. I've seen him in the woods. But I'm not gonna put him out there, man. He's retired now, and yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be quiet, Brother Brandon Blue. But yeah, he's retired now as a police officer and as a dog man. And he don't deal with American Pit Bull Terriers anymore. But I know for a fact he was in the woods because I seen him. But yeah, man, this God bless you to all. God bless everybody who serves their people, man. God bless everybody who protects and serves.
Got a training day cop, huh? Yeah.
And I have to be careful what I say because people in the chat they know these people because the people in the game it's typically not dregs in the game. The dregs get in and they get the mixed breeds and the not real stuff. But the people with the real stuff are typically they're men of standards. That's why they have these really, really nicely bred dogs.
Speaking of, man, we have a big circle, but at the same time, the circle of gentlemen within that circle is a lot smaller. And everybody knows everybody. And when you conduct yourself in that manner, you put yourself around elite people, yeah, keeping it, it's definitely a lot of people that aren't gentlemen in the game, period. But this circle is small.
Yes, sir. No honor among thieves.
And so I want to, man, go ahead, 601. 601, I need to hear your voice more, my brother, because you always have intense information that I overtalk. Let me shut up real quick and let my brothers chop it up real quick.
Well, I'm just laying back, just listening, man, and just enjoying how these guys and women out here just congregating in the chat, man, and the love that's being shown, and I'm just really just kick back basking in it. And I really don't just have nothing to say unless, really just anybody just got something specifically that they want to shoot at me or something like that, and I can answer like that, man. But I'm mainly just enjoying the good vibe, bro. And being able to congregate, with our people, man, and our folks without all of the riffraff, and stuff like that. And Mr. Mike, Dan, we see you out there, we seeing your comments, we seeing what you're saying, we seeing what everybody's saying, So I don't want you to feel like you're being overlooked or nothing like that, man. Because I am reading them comments and stuff, and probably finna jump down in the comments with y'all and congregate a little bit, But we see everybody and we thank everybody, man. And, it's just like that, bro. We doing it like that, man. We doing it like that. And if I got something, that can help you or what have you, get at me or, whenever the time come, we'll, get at each other, man. But it's just really all love, And that's really all I want to just elaborate on, I don't want to elaborate on, nothing fancy and all that. I'm just going to stay grounded and just stay to the ground and just enjoy the peace and the love that's being showed, and the giving and the giving back. You know what I'm saying? And you throw something over here, I'm gonna throw something back over there. You know what I'm saying? You know, come on, man. I ain't really never seen nothing like it, man. So I'm just really just enjoying it, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. You know, all good, bro. I'm through with.
Yeah, hey, 601, well stated, my brother. And you know what, Soul, I gotta say something, man, because I'm drunk enough to say it. So you a good talking motherfucker, bro. Hey, you know what?
Hey, let's go. Yeah, 50. Hey, they told me I could talk a whole lot out of her day's earnings. You feel me? But let me shut up. You feel me? But
Yeah.
you feel me? I might be able to get the dollar after that. Get it? Nah, man, I love this, man. I love this. I love the camaraderie. 601 said it to the T. It's a beautiful thing. What we got right here is something authentic. You can't plan stuff like this. It happened authentic. Man, let me shout out to you, Brother Dre, for just being the great man that you are, that was able to just tap into and pour into each of one of us brothers and bring us together. You know what I'm saying? And made this brotherhood become and maturate into something real. You know what I'm saying? And salute to you, sis, dropping the truth. That like button is 100% free. If y'all don't elbow drop the X out that shit, you funky dog head hoes, and stop playing with it. Just get them numbers up. It's all love. Feel me? As they say in New Orleans. Wow.
Hey, let me go ahead and give a shout out to Castro and to brother Talk of the City Kennel. Hey, for y'all two brothers just got here, man, at the top of each hour, man, make sure y'all have y'all cash apps ready to drop in the chat. We'll be picking up randomly selecting people to bless in this chat tonight because we reached the goal. So we want to share the wealth and share the love that y'all have helped us do, because none of our goals can be reached without you, the viewer, the contributor, the brother. Thank y'all to the fraternity. Thank y'all to the mentors. Thank you to the students, because it all is part of the game. Man, that's a wonderful thing, man. But yeah, man. So man, like you said, thank you to me, man, and I just want to say, man, that Oprah Winfrey said this, and before y'all ding me, hold on. Oprah said some good shit once.
She
Oprah
said, "You get a car. You get a car. You get a car."
She said, you are the average of the 5 people you entertain the most. And I got 5 brothers that are on here that I'm with a lot. And any success that I have is created by who I surround myself with. Now, keep in mind the chat. Y'all here with me every Wednesday, and I'm in the chats with y'all every Tuesday and Friday and Saturday, and any other chat that pops up that's new, because I'm nosy in all hell, and I want to support as many brothers as I can, because it costs me nothing to let that phone play while I'm out there working them dogs.
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Hey, brother, going hard, reloaded, man. They said support each other creates a relationship of power. Hey, man, that's the divine mathematics right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Fifth.
And that's how, I mean, and that's how it should be done on all aspects anyway, you know, keeping the love, support, even the finances within the community.
Yeah, it's aggregation of funds. Brother Big A taught me this word, paragin. It's what the Semitics speak on when they say I shop with you. So if I'm gonna buy a dog, it's gonna be from somebody that's in the chats. I be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if it's coming from Croatia. I want for somebody in the chat. I make it better. We call hard and we make it better. But I shop with you. If your price is more than the next person, I don't care. I shop with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what they mean. It's called aggregation of funds, keeping it within the community. All right. That's why I pass the funds back out. You give me 10, I put 10 back out in the community to somebody who might need it. All right.
And go. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, going and riding off of that, like it gets even deeper than that, because you know, like back in the day, the Jewish used to keep it like that within their community, But also on top of that, if I was a blacksmith, then my father was a blacksmith. His father was a blacksmith, and his father was a blacksmith. So we, in all those centuries, what we did was we we sharpened our tools, per se. We got better at being blacksmiths. And think about all the connections and everything like that. So anybody in our community that needs anything done, they're coming to us. And vice versa. So, you're a banker. So we bank with you, and it all stays within the community.
Thanks.
Brother Big A, I think you said a ton right there, because in those days your name would almost be synonymous with your family skill base
That's right.
passed on. Absolutely. So
Right. And
go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
and that's where I think the American dream kind of threw everything off, because I could have, like I said, it could have stopped with me being a blacksmith, and we've got centuries and centuries and centuries. We come here to America, it's the American dream. Now my kids want to go off and learn a new craft, a new skill, which is cool, to do, but we've got something that can't be touched. It's been we perfected this skill over time, and then you got your offspring going outside of the community and going out and finding their own way and leaving their family lineage and the family finances and everything behind. So it just stops.
I concur. Let me add a layer to that.
Yes, sir.
Societies of old understood that there had to be a place value on individual. So you had to be of service to society to move it forward. And we've lost that with this idea of dream versus duty.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that that has become the downfall in society. Now, understanding our duty to society, and before that to our family, understanding family aligns with society. So we've lost that focus right there. We've been too focused on dream. Well, stop dreaming, motherfucker, and wake up and do.
Yep.
hey, y'all. Hey, I have to pause this conversation because we have our second foot soldier level member to the Samurai Army. Welcome to the Shogun's Army, Brother Reginald Smith. Thank you for your fervent belief in our cause. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
In the
Big
building.
ups.
Hey,
Keep that-
going
Welcome to you, bro. Welcome to you, bro. Welcome
going
to
hard. If y'all don't have memberships, I need you to create one, because y'all know I pay my tithes every month to the chat in y'all channel. But I need y'all to create the memberships, man, so I can go ahead and leave that in there, and it should be a recurring thing. Because I'm gonna put that thing in there on the first, you know what I'm saying? And what was that thing? Jeezy said, make it feel good like the first and the third.
Hey, Jesus, chill.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, yeah. Man, shout out to everybody out there, man. Shout out to Going Hard. Everybody, man. Everybody. It's all right. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank y'all,
and then
man.
talk to the city, man. Let me get you your hardware in there, fam. If you're still in the chat, man, let me get you that hardware. Make sure you're taken care of in there. All y'all brothers and sisters, man, thank y'all so much. We're gonna keep this thing rocking, y'all.
Sure.
61, you had something to put in before I start reading the next portion of this little excerpt.
Nah, bro, I ain't had nothing, bro. I ain't had nothing. You got the flow.
Solar Big A, y'all good too, fam? Before I start reading some more.
No, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and take
All right, so next excerpt. In Afghanistan, the dogfighting industry has seen a resurgence after virtually disappearing under the Taliban, who outlawed the sport, preventing betting, which is not permitted in Islam. Animal cruelty arguments don't carry much weight in Afghanistan, where dogfighting is big business and a source of income for the owners of champion dogs. Now, before I pass the mic, I do want to say this. After being in Afghanistan, I didn't see any yards myself while I was over there because I didn't go outside the wire very much. You know, Air Force, we fly boys, we fight from inside the wire. But it was those brothers, the yards that I was able to see, they the only dogs that are house fed and chained and kept in those yards are game animals. And I would say that because of that, it is what they're producing now. I'll never put us down, but a lot of the countries where it's big time at, they're rivaling us because they're able to cull harder than we can cull. And I'll say that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do these other countries, do they share the barbaric perspective of the game? Or let me be ginger with it. Do they share the barbaric appetite of the oppressor? And I'll say it like that. Because I've seen some of these other countries, you know, YouTube at one time had all these type of videos where you'll be scrolling, just looking at, watching Jack Hanna's videos, and then you pop up and you seeing Afghanis and Pakistanis, and they rolling big old Congo dogs. But after a point, they stopping it. They getting in there, and then they'll award the winner based upon a yield, or, you know what I mean, the dog was losing. I know, you know, just going through our ancestry, what we've been through. I'm not gonna go too deep into that because this ain't the show for it. You know, the way that they look at things was kind of brutal. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, damn, throw in the white towel, daggone it. Are they still sharing? Do they have those same sentiments? Because if you ain't culling based upon the standards of the West, you know what I mean? I can't. Yeah, you able to cull, but you ain't culling hard, in my opinion. Maybe I'm being wrong. That's just how I look at it. I'm looking at historically what we've gone through. Historically, you know what I'm saying? What I've seen from the past, reading, and in the future, you know, and present, what I've personally experienced, and then, like I said, what I've seen on the daggone internet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got smartphones.
All right, so I'm gonna reply to that real quick, man. But I want to give some more shout outs, man. Alex Gander said, 15 Afghanistan 2014-15. Salute to you, my brother in arms, man. Salute to you for the professional arms, and thank you for your service. I appreciate you. Brandon Blue said that's how they do with the Chow Chows and the Akitas in China. That's a fact. And also the Philippines is a big market for that. And then brother City Boys, welcome to the chat. And City Boys, make sure you got that cash app ready because at the hour mark, we're doing some more winners. Tonight, we hit our 1,500 subscribers. So we're giving out a little bit of money tonight to say thank you to all of our channel subscribers and all of our parishioners. But brother Soul, I'm going to say this. And from what I saw and honestly, there's a name I'm not going to say on the channel. I'll say Taliban, I'll say Al-Qaeda, but it's another name, brother. So you and I have talked about it offline, but the other group of them Shia Muslims that I won't say the name of, but they over there, if y'all watching news, y'all know what I'm talking about. Those guys are willing to die for what they believe in. So you already know if they're willing to die and stand on 10 toes down, you already know that their animals are, you know, because your animals typically are patronus of yourself. You know, so the harder you go, typically the harder you want your animals to go. And for that group of individuals with the 4-letter word, they go hard. They go hard.
I appreciate
it. So how we were talking about the ancient dogs from, you know, earlier, and we got to talking about the Cane Corso. I wonder, like I'm more thinking from the breeding aspect. So I wonder if you were to take that dog from then, right then, and put it up here today and sit it right next to the Cane Corso, and then have them both work, which one will outwork the other? And yeah, we're in modern day times, and like I said, we're in the flow of information, and things get better over time. But I think that those dogs back then had more of a necessity, like to get out there and do it because it was really life or death in their natural state, not being put in a state. And then I think like for us today, like here on this side, I don't. It's not a natural state. We're not like the dogs are in a natural state. So over there, I think like those dogs are in a natural state. Were more down to like the wolf instinct. So I think like the action that they're putting in, I think the color would be harder over on that side than it would be over here. Uh, because it's real life. And I'm not saying it's not real life over here or anything like that, but the actions that's happening over there, like, per se, like we're not having war. And you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I used to, I'm big into the military, interviews, and I got a lot of respect for veterans and whatnot. But I would hear stories of dogs running around with humans arm, a human arm or a hand, and it's just running down the street with a human hand or something like that. That's not happening over here. So I think the environment plays a big part on what the dogs are capable of doing.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
true, brother. I think I was more so being a devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying? To juxtapose, to try to push the conversation forward.
Right, right. No. I was just thinking, like, I was just thinking to myself, and it was just a thought. I could be totally wrong, but it's just a thought process, and I was just thinking that.
Yeah, man, you made a valid point, brother. You talked about survivability versus
Yeah,
entertainment. You know what I mean?
yeah, mhm,
Survivability pushes evolution. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Because nature has this natural culling process besides what we got going on.
And
You know.
I think entertainment promotes adaptation.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think it might have been on the last live or the live before. I had said something about how you got the stray dogs running around, wintertime dropping pucks, parvo all on the ground, them pucks running around just making it. And then you got your your breed, your whatever breed it is, or whatever the case may be. You
Yeah.
breed those dogs, man, they touch a blade of grass at the wrong time. It's a wrap. So it's like, what's the difference? And I think Dre was the one who pointed it out. It's nature's natural color process. So you got nature's natural color process that that we're not talking about also, that keeps them going. It's especially for the ones that's running around, out there on the wild. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
Right, y'all.
make perfect sense. Make perfect sense. You're talking about most most animals is go produce their offspring during the springtime. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So that they have the abundance, the resources to be able to consume and
right,
build strength, fat reserves if they're in the fourth season. You know what I'm saying? That way they are best strength to deal with the times where the seasons aren't most permitted. You got the winter coming up. I think outside of the bear, I think ain't no real no animals having no cubs outside
right.
of the bear. You know what I'm saying? Where they going into hibernation. They got all them fat stores right there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. I want to give a shout out to Insane Honey Badger and White Chocolate. Welcome to the chat, y'all. For those of y'all who aren't tracking or just joined the chat after the last giveaway, in about 6 minutes here, we're gonna do another giveaway. Have y'all cash apps ready? When I tell you to drop them in the chat, drop in the chat.
Yes, sir.
But nah, man, y'all brothers. So I've exhausted my notes, but what I did want to start talking about was is what I heard. And this is purely anecdotal evidence. Those of y'all who are deep bulldoggers, deep game bulldoggers, correct me if I'm wrong. But I want to mention a dog that I was told about, and his dog's name would have been Hooker Red. And I wasn't there for this. This is just what I was heard. I don't know if I got it right or not, because it could be Hunter Red that I'm talking about too. But I want to say it was Hooker Red. Was a female Red Boy Jocko dog that was matched, and the match went over 4 hours. And why that's important to me is because that was the standard for me. That was the first real story I ever heard about a Red Boy Jocko dog, and that was the standard for me for what a Red Boy Jocko dog should be. My first barnstorming dog that I heard about was Dynamite. And they said Dynamite had a crushing mouth and could kill from either end, the brisket, the stifles, and anywhere in between there. And he also could target bleeders, which means that I'm assuming this dog was smart enough to understand what an artery was. So when I think of the two different lines that I like to use, I think about those things right there, and that's what I know to be like my ideal pit bulls, and that's the lines I've invested into. Y'all brothers in the chat, man, y'all go ahead and make sure that y'all share y'all's thoughts on some of y'all greater bloodlines, or why the bloodlines you stick to are the bloodlines you stick to. And also my brothers in the panel, man, y'all share y'all thoughts as well.
Hey, Drake, can you repeat that last part of the question?
So basically, everybody in the game has an OG that kind of put them in the game. And my OGs would tell me stories about dogs they either saw or owned themselves. So I have some bias when it comes to certain bloodlines because I know stories or I've laid hands on the dogs that I like. But what I want from y'all brothers is to talk about the dogs from y'all's perspective, because that bias holds weight to me because I trust y'all's opinion.
Okay. Right on. Y'all brothers go ahead and cook.
Yeah. I'm on the back burner right now. I'm just sitting, you know.
Okay. Well, I mean, with my limited knowledge, like I said, I'm a novice to this thing, you know what I'm saying, as far as the depth of like the historical value of these dogs and said hounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm true to the canine itself, but the APBT, I'm a novice as far as the history goes. But for me, Bolio, that dog just resonated with me. Just being small, swift, you know what I'm saying? Cunning, and just, from what I'm hearing, Bolio dogs being like head dog's paws, tearing up that muzzle, being the counter to the hard biting Eli type dogs. So that's kind of what I took to me being a slim frame dude. You know what I'm saying? Every fight that I've ever had was always cats that was a lot bigger than me. They didn't like. I had an obnoxious laugh. You feel me? I was fearless, and I was bold. You know what I'm saying? If it was motherfucker bullying a motherfucker, I was gonna speak on it, and I had something to say about it. I didn't like bullies, and I had to speak on it. My spirit would not allow me to sit around and let cats just take advantage and just dog folks out. So by proxy, that got me to a lot of skirmishes. So that Bolio dog just resonated with me. Most Bolio dogs small in stature, quick, snipers, and a whole bunch of wind. So that's the dog that I have an affinity for. That, and of course, I really like the Mayday dogs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I need to jump here real quick, y'all, because I want y'all to understand is the Samurai Foot Soldiers in the chat. If they post, I'm going to put their comments there, but I'm going to answer those first. So if you want your stuff given priority, then like I said, be a fervent follower and a loyal follower to the Shogun Army. So the good brother Reginald Smith said, "What you think of Grand Champion Flash?" Now, I don't personally know Grand Champion Flash or anybody who has those dogs. But what I will do is I'll go over his pedigree with y'all real quick, and I will tell you what I think based on that pedigree alone. On the top side of Grand Champion Flash, what I'm seeing in the third and fourth gen, or the dogs that are familiar to me, is you got Bolio to Goldie, so we know that's the Bolio dog, and then we got that bred to a Soros Bolio female. So what that's telling me is this dog was a smart wrestler, game as hell, but also full of mouth. Also, for the stuff that I do that gets me bashed, the protection work, this dog's top side would make a great protection dog as well, or a guard dog, because they have the propensity to be a man stopper. All right. Now going into the bottom side of this dog, you have Twinkie. And looking at Twinkie's fourth generation, I see champion Davis and Zeb. And we know that Davis these are boomerang dogs. All right. And then you see Holland's Cherokee, which is red boy dogs. All right. And Dirty Mary, which also goes back into Bolio. So what we're looking at is a Bolio Soros dog on top, bred to a boomerang red boy Bolio dog on the bottom. All right. So this dog is going to be game because you got basically the two baselines. Cut it like that, Jones. Basically, what you got is the baseline bloodlines for game, which is red boy and Bolio. Typically, if I see somebody, that's going to be the basis because the name of the game is game. All right. So when I see those bloodlines appearing like that, I say, okay, they were trying to stack the deck with gameness. When I see Soros in there, I say, all right, my personal belief, and it's not to bastardize the late great Bert Sorrell, but my personal belief is when I see Soros bloodline in there, you're trying to add size and strength. All right. And then when I see the Boyle stuff, I see a well-rounded battle cross dog that is heavily based upon the Bolio traits. All right. The Bolio standards. That's what I see personally. All right. Reginald Smith, that's all I can give you on that bro after looking at the pedigree. I hope that I gave you some kind of insight into what I think of that. What I think of it is I think it's a heavy working dog, and I think that it could be fast lane if you cull it right and you pick the right ones off the litter. So if that's what you're looking into, bro, I think it's be a good bulldog. All right, y'all. Eagle fan said Gator and Old Family Reds. So when we're looking at Rodriguez Gator, when I hear Gator dogs, I think of rugged dogs with a high durability. What I mean by rugged and durability, because I hear people say that all the time. Okay, I'll give you an example. I've had dogs that could brush up against a fence, get a cut, and that cut turned into a tattoo that looks like I've been fighting dogs. All right? That is not a durable and rugged dog. Then I know people that hunt with their dogs and go through briar thickets, hunting pigs and in the woods, and those dogs have minimal scarring tissue on them. All right. The Gator blood is going to give you that, because even if they get the scars, they actually heal very well. I don't know if it's the white blood cell or the red blood cell or what it is with mitochondria that makes dogs heal better, but Gator dogs are known to have that. And the Old Family Reds are very, very consistent, which means that they produce themselves, whether it be good or bad, they produce themselves over and over again, Eagle fan. That's what I know about their qualities. All right. Alex Gander said, I run the El Negro, smart, fast, intense, good structure. Absolutely. Also, one of the things you want to know about the El Negro is that they have even though it's not a direct bully son influence, they can also be overdone. So typically when you're working them in keep, you're going to work them more on strength and less on long-term conditioning, because they're going to typically be barnstormers. Mr. Big. And go ahead, brothers. If y'all want to cook it up.
No, I just wanted to add to what you were saying about the scarring of the Gator dogs, how they're able to heal. Just to add something to that, the white blood cell is the immunity in the mammals. You know what I'm saying? That's going to provide you your immune system, the stronger immune system. I could be completely wrong with this. From my knowledge, the red blood cell is going to carry oxygen. Oxygen is going to be the healing particle right there. So that's where you see more oxygenation and animals able to heal better and faster. If you ever been in, I've seen instances where people have been attacked by grizzlies, or they've had like real bad injuries, so on and so forth, and they put you in a hyperbolic chamber, which is nothing but a pure oxygen chamber to promote healing. So I just wanted to add that. So it'd be the red blood cells.
Hey,
And I
y'all.
want to add on to that. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Hey, let me say this real quick, man. While my brother Big
Yeah.
A is about to cook, y'all, we just crossed that second hour mark. Drop them cash apps. And if I can get to you, I get to you, man. But go ahead, drop them cash apps in the chat, brother Big A. Go ahead and cook.
Yeah. Just a little fun fact. That's how you lose weight also. People think you lose weight sweating, which you just drop water weight, which is, it's pretty much you losing weight. But you lose weight by breathing. When you breathing hard, your fat turns into gas, and that's what comes out. So when you get to working out, or you get to doing whatever you're doing, when your heart gets to pumping and the blood gets to flowing, and you breathing hard, that's when the chemical reaction, I guess you could say, happens.
Yes, sir.
Steve,
Yes, sir.
Just a fun fact.
Yeah, Insane Honey Badger, check that cash app. Antonium, is that your cash app, or you just saying money with the raining emoji? I didn't know you could have emoji for your damn cash app. And which cloud is that? I got iPhone, man. This is crazy.
yeah, I can't help you, dog. You got that the iOS over here on these Androids. You just go to emoji and you type in rainy cloud and it'll pop up on you.
Yes, sir. They say my sunshine has come. Hey, who was that? Is that what's that girl name, man? To sing that song.
Tony Montana said, no, raining money.
Oh yeah, no, not raining money, man. But
Oh,
it's all the love y'all share, man. I just share it right back, man. We're gonna just keep it in rotation, man. We're gonna just keep it in rotation. And my wife said, Angie Stone, oh, you know that song, huh? Yeah. All right, yeah. That's probably where I subliminally been programmed from when I piss you off. But I love you too, baby. Yeah.
do the dog catcher. That boy about to be in the doghouse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. For those y'all who just dropped y'all cash up, man, go ahead and check it and let me know if y'all got it in the chat. Let me know the amount you got in the chat. We appreciate y'all, man. Yes, sir.
Money, baby. Money, baby.
Money, baby. Oh,
That's
Big
the
A,
shit. Nah.
Big A, text me in the back chat again, Big A, bro. Pause. But yeah, yeah, man. What other questions y'all got, man? This is good. This is a good cook, man. Y'all know. I'm sorry. I'm a barnstormer, so I don't typically do the 7-hour chats, man. Shout out to the brothers that do, or them 6 and 5 hour chats, man. But I'm gonna keep it rocking with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna blame it on the alcohol. Thank you, God. All right, I appreciate that, baby. Blame it on the alcohol, please. Hilltop Sambo, we appreciate you, fam. Yes, sir. Hey, so Hilltop, while I got you here, bro, what is that your dog? And if so, what blood is that on your thumbnail, man? It's a good looking dog.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, something I forgot to put in earlier. And thank you for that, brother Big A. Something I forgot to put in earlier. 601 and so y'all were talking about cutting down the weight for the show. Before I worked my dog, and this is no secret, man. I'll share this with anybody. We talked about this before in another show, but I want to reiterate it because I think y'all brothers, y'all might have changed up y'all keeps a little bit. But before I work my dog, I give a syringe at least 3 to 5 cc's of apple cider vinegar, and I keep it room temperature
Yeah.
or better.
Yeah.
brother. We gonna have to put a halt to this conversation. Somebody's
Hey, I was gonna save it for the back chat, but I don't know. I'll go ahead and say it, but I don't know. It's just a nerd in me, man. I was sitting there talking about the breathing aspect and losing weight. Uh, I never thought about like applying that, from human to dog, you know, from as far as losing weight, let that sit in if you kind of let that settle in if you kind of figure out what I'm talking about. Getting your dog's heart rate up to drop a couple of pounds or drop that couple of ounces that it needed to drop. I don't know. I'm just thinking from a I don't know. My brain is working right now. Gotta excuse me.
All right, so let's do this real quick, man. So Brother Reginald Smith said, "Can I put heavy Eli on top of heavy Boyle's top and bottom girl?" Now, Brother Smith, let me ask you this: do you know what specific Boyles and what specific Eli strands you're trying to put together? And the reason I say that is, even though I think that both of those breed phenomenal dogs, the qualities and traits of those dogs may not be similar. Also, I look when I'm putting a breeding together, I look to see if they already share a common blood within 4 generations of that dog. All right. So Boyles typically being Bolio Eli crosses typically do well. An example that I always brag about is Frisco. All right, Frisco is off of Chinaman, which is a Eli Carver cross to a heavy Bolio influenced female. While it's not Boyle's Bolio, it is a Bolio female, and that dog is known to be a producer. All right, so that's my thought process on that. So if you can find me, like, you don't have to give away your recipe because I don't want you to do that here. And you also any of my private subscribers, man, hit me up on my email, samuraikennels at gmail.com, and I'll give you my phone number. If you're a subscriber, you can get the personal phone number. You can call me. We can talk about offline, because if you're trying to put together your camp or your yard, you can call me. The fact that you're dedicating your money monthly to a membership is you have unfettered access. All right, so yeah, Brother Smith, let me. What I'll do is I'll pull up a Boyle's dog, and I'll pull up a Eli dog, and we'll chop it up on that, bro, here in just a second. Let me get to the chat, bro, and I'm gonna pull that up for you, and we'll share it on the screen, and I'll just show you what I'm thinking, because the next Eli line I'm looking at, it'll give me a chance to research what I'm looking at anyways, but also it'll give me a chance to talk to you in greater detail about that as well. All right. Castro and Sis, y'all, go ahead, bro.
No, I just wanted to add from an ignorant perspective. Hey, man, I go back to this. Hey, back in the day when our forefathers, you know what I'm saying, and y'all know what I mean by that. There was no literacy, you know what I'm saying, or very little literacy, or there was no access to paperwork. Man, people just went off the traits that the dogs was expressing. Are these dogs expressing similar traits that you like or dislike, and you want to get rid of certain things like that? If the dog is working for you and is doing certain things that you like, and that dog is working for you and is doing certain things that you like, we'll put the shit together. Simple as that. Hey, man, if you look at our ancestry, you know what I'm saying? Look, we don't need no DNA to say that if Lisa Leslie and LeBron James had a baby, that motherfucker gonna be a monster. We don't need no ancestry. We can look at the traits and say that's gonna be a dominant ass basketball player. I'm sorry. The likelihood of that baby coming out and being an NBA star or a WNBA star on the best quality of all levels is right there, self-evident. Sometimes you just got to go back to the basics. Are the dogs doing what you asked them for, and are they exhibiting similarities and traits that you want, or the dog that you think this dog might be able to add something that your dog that said dog is missing? And I'll yield at that point.
Right. I was gonna say something when you were asked that question about
what bloodline you kind of lean towards when it comes to, you know, what you kind of just you got it, it's got a magnet and you just like attracted to it. I I've learned a lot, man, you know, over my time, man. I remember when I was messing around when I was real young, about 13, 12, about 12, 13, around that time. And in the neighborhood I was at, there was a lot of Eli and Jeep dogs. And I got a dog, and I remember somebody asked me, like, man, why do you you know, why do you want this bloodline? You know what I'm saying? What do you know about this dog? I didn't know anything about it. I just know Eli and G. So I'm just running off a name. I don't know anything about it, you know, at a young age. And over time, like I started to understand, like, okay, you know, it's not necessarily, it's more about, like, you know, Soul was saying, the traits per se, a good dog. Like, you know, Ram said, you know, I asked Ram the same question, and Ram had said, you know, he just wants a good dog. And that means a lot to me, you know, picking out a good dog. You know, it doesn't have anything to do necessarily with the bloodline, because me and you talked about that, Dre. You know, you could take practically any bloodline and get it to do what that bloodline is supposed to do. Is it a good dog? You know, is it working? You know, that's the main thing. You know, is it working or is it not? You know, so when it comes to the bloodline and all that stuff, man, I back away from that stuff. Is it working? You know, that's why that's how I got attracted to Dre when we linked up. It wasn't about necessarily the dog, it was about the program, you know, the final vision. So, you know, we could do it with, you know, you could do it with anything, but is it actually working? Is it a good dog? You know, is it producing? You know, and that's what a lot of people look for. You know, when you go back and you talk to a lot of old school dogs, man, that was really fast lane or something. Hey, man, I want something that's working. You know, is it working? Am I, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm not a matchmaker. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, that's
Hey,
just
so
from my observation.
Big A, I'm gonna jump in real quick, man. So the brother Brandon Blue said, Samurai Kennels, you have any merch? So I put a link in the chat to my apparel link, and also you can Google us. We have a GoDaddy site from Google. For my apparel link, it only works on cell phone. I don't know if y'all know this, but I do everything myself. So I haven't learned to edit laptop or desktop sites. So you have to access my apparel link from your phone. But right now, actually, I'll be creating a new shirt this month. But each month, I'm trying to create a shirt for each legendary dog man. Last month was brother Joe Abram with Queen of Hearts, and this month I'll be editing another one. If y'all got suggestions for who y'all want or who y'all like to see on the shirt, let me know. I try not to release people who just recently passed because I think that's too soon, and I think their families should capitalize on their loved one first. I don't want to be a scavenger or a culture vulture. But if they're still living or they passed years ago, and the families had a chance to grieve and get and let that become public, then I'll talk about it. But like late great Carl Mims, Bert Soros, Bobby Hall, not gonna happen. Even Mr. Ralph Greenwood, that's still too fresh for me to be posting in these and trying to make a dime off of, man. Historical stuff, man. You know, the Oklahoma kid, things like that, you know, that's fine. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna disrespect these families of these great dog men by doing that, being a culture vulture. That's not my intention. But yes, sir, I do have a site, and you can Google it from my website, or you can go on my Instagram, which has the direct link to my apparel link. I can't put it on YouTube because I don't use Shopify. I use Printify as my shipping agent, and so YouTube doesn't have an interface for that right now. But brother Vinny has Brother Vinny gave sentiments to what you said, Brother Big A, and Brother Vinny said, you can put anything on anything. Just make sure it's working. Brother Vinny.
Thank you. That's pretty much what I was saying. He said
Profound
exactly.
statement you
Yep.
make.
Yep. That's he took the words out of my mouth, man. That's what I was trying to say. You know.
All right. So now what I'm about to do, and y'all tell me if y'all can see it on the screen or I need to zoom in or not. But right now I have pulled up Boyle's Dirty Mary, 2-time winner, registered married. Can y'all see that? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if y'all can see the Dirty Mary pedigree.
Yeah, we could see it on our end.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
cool. And then let me go and put going hard's comment because that's a fact going hard. But I want to talk about this Dirty Mary. All right, so going hard. If I can, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat too because what I want to do is for my parishioners, if I can get going hard in here, y'all go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if y'all want going hard kennels in here because I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to give y'all the best content I can give you, and I can't do this by myself. That's why my brothers are here. But the brothers who actually was there in them trenches is going hard, and they're in the chat tonight. And I would be remiss if I didn't offer those brothers the opportunity to give their perspective on there because we want expert witness perspective on there. Going hard, if y'all can see, they have a lot of ones in that chat right there. They want y'all in here going hard. They want y'all in here bad. If you are still hearing the sound of my voice, the link is for you. I will only accept you into the chat. But if going hard, if you're available, go ahead and come on here, brother. If y'all got stuff to do, I understand because I know what it feels like. Sometimes you just want to be in the chat, but it is open to you, my brother. But I'm going to push until y'all see that. I'm going to push.
Yes, sir. Let me say this, hey, brother, twins. Hey, if I'm ignorant in my statement, I'm accepting of all the corrections. So if y'all want to come on here and you know what I'm saying, with me with that knowledge, I'm coming from an ignorant standpoint. I know what my anecdotal eyes would tell me, and I know how to look at traits and so on and so forth. But if there is a recipe to the madness and what I said was incorrect, hey, I stand on town business. Come in here, drop the science for me, good brothers.
Hey, hold on, just thinking, y'all. Hey, let me say this real quick, y'all. Hey, so y'all remember that song by Jay-Z, Encore? Let me go ahead and give him Encore and do it to your palms get sore because brother going hard is in the building.
Twin. Sir. Twin. What it do?
Shark Tank.
What up, fella?
What's up,
Peace. Yeah. And to add on to what Soul said, man, that goes to that extends to everybody on the panel relationship. If it stands to be corrected, please, you know, put some facts on us. You know,
so twin,
we appreciate it.
And I was about to interrupt Big A, but twin, what I really wanted is, man, the brother asked about breeding, man. You said a profound statement in the chat. He asked about he's one of our subscribers, so I want to give him the information from the best sources I possibly can, and that's not me, that's you. All right. So he's talking about putting Eli with a Bolio dog. And the only thing I think of was really Frisco right off. Twin, can we please hear your legendary expert's opinion on that?
It all depends on which Eli dog you're using and which Boyle's dog you're using. You know what I'm saying? Remember, you can throw anything together and come up with something. But my thing is, you know, that Eli has been proven. It's proven. I mean, no doubt, especially if you got the right one. Boyles, Bolio, all of them are proven. Now imagine if you had a nice proven Eli dog and a nice proven Bolio dog, and you bring them two together. Come on now, it's just no doubt. Even if you had 8 and a little, I guarantee you 3 of them going to come out all right. Yes, especially if they're in the right hands. I mean, and that's the gamble that you're doing, regardless of how good they are. I mean, remember, we look at all the grand champions and champions we bred to. You didn't hear about them when you only ever hear us speak of one monster litter. One. What happened to all the other ones? You know what I'm saying? So, but we got to remember, it only takes one. You know, we were just fortunate enough to have 5 in one litter. It turned out to be able to reproduce themselves. But I'm a true believer in Eli and Bolio and Eli and Boyles. Hell,
that goddamn Eli Boyle shit is coming back, and I'm talking about it is fixed. You know, it's fixing them. You know, change the game. So again, it's about making sure you're breeding the right stuff. Just because it's a bloodline don't mean shit. You better
Yeah.
have a
Hey,
working blood. You
Twin.
better have it working.
So Twin, let me ask you this, man, because like you mentioned some things that make sense to me, and I want to ask this on behalf of my brother Smith in the chat. Not only when you bred the grand champions, did you breed them just for their illustrious nature, but did you also look at the traits of that grand champion as to how it matched your program?
Yeah, of course. Remember, it was all about, first of all, before I would even worry about how he was bred, I would have to see him. So it had to be something about him that I liked. That's how we were the first ones to get out, you know, to breed the Mayday. It had to have been something we seen. And being we was already there to be breeding a certain way, we just happened to run across him. And while we was there, we got a chance to go see him. And then once we seen him put in that work, there was no doubt we was coming back to get that. So yeah, hell yeah, it has a lot to do with it. Because you want to see it before you even look at how it's bred. After you see it and you like it, then you go back and see what it's bred like and see if you know, what you can do to make it better. Because we ain't breeding shit unless it has a purpose. You know, it's got to have a purpose. Traits isn't, you know, all bloodlines have certain traits. So, you know, that's why you know, you got to learn the history and understand what those traits are, because it's just like us. If I was born black, damn it, and I got black parents, and I'm gonna keep on producing black. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's just how nature works. But when it comes down to the small things like ability and mouth and intelligence, you know, you want to see that in a working dog. You just can't pick up a pedigree and see that. And just because it's a trait that those dogs have doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to get that. That's why I always refer back to a working dog, because you can see a dog that has a mouth. You can see his way he's thinking, his ability. If you can see it, and then you look at what you're trying to breed to it, you can't do anything but make it better. You know, that's just the way I look at it. I'm just, you know, we just try to create what we see, and based off of how it's bred, you know, we try to match up and see how it works. You know, everybody talk about that Red Boy, Jeep, Rascal. Remember, everybody used to believe we was nothing but Mayday people, and that's not true. Remember, we had our first dog was a double bred wood snooty bred to Molly B, top and bottom. You know what I'm saying? Can't get no better than that. And you know that how much Eli do you need? And he was a badass dog. But if you notice, having that type of dog, as the years grew, we got better and better dogs. You know, got away from the Eli. We done had a whole lot of that Boyles. We had Rascal shit. We've had Jeep shit. We've had all the kind of yellow shit. And when you had it all, you had, you know, in the end, what do we wind up with? They say Red Boy, Jeep, Rascal, and Eli. I mean, remember our final days in the game. I'll just put it like this: everything in the everything in the top register merit list minus the Frisco shit is what our dogs consisted of. And we wasn't talking about going back 5 and 6 generations. We talk about in the second or the third generation. So you keep it tight like that. That's why our dogs were able to get in other people's hands and be able to continue not only to produce, but perform in the same manner. Because how could you go wrong?
Yes, sir. Hey, Twin, let me interrupt you real quick, but also, Twin, as soon as my sister's done making her announcement, I wanted to push your Cash App in the chat. because I want to bless you. And I want the brothers in the chat to be able to bless you. Since we called you, I want to make it worth your time.
Bro, you could cash that out to somebody. You keep cashing it out to them because I'm supporting you, bro, and it don't cost you shit.
Hey, that's God love right there, man. Hey, twin, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get right back with you. But sis, go ahead and make that plug for us.
Okay. Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Hey. All right, you guys. Well, since my brother is building his following and he didn't know I was going to do this, but I thought it would be kind of dope. I was kind of thinking of some ways that I could try to, build more camaraderie amongst his channel and everything and grow his channel. So, and actually, Blue kind of touched on it when he was talking about the merchandise. Because yes, Dre does have merchandise. And he has mugs, t-shirts, and things of that nature. You can all check it out by going to his website. But I have a little incentive I want to put out there for you guys, a little something, to keep it fun and also a chance at winning $150 or $25. And this is my proposal for you guys. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm trying to win too.
Okay.
Shit.
All right. Am I talking too fast or
Uh,
we good?
yeah,
Okay.
good point.
Okay. So you gotta go on Dre's merchandise website. You have to get a piece of merchandise that's $20 or better. Okay. Then you also need to be a subscriber to his channel, which most of us are, but sometimes people will watch, view, and forget to subscribe. Lastly, what I need you to do once your prize or the merchandise you order of the $20 value or better arrives to you, I need you to upload you, whether it's in a t-shirt with your mug, upload a selfie and send it to my brother or Miss Williams, Jamila. That Miss Williams, the queen. And what I'm gonna do is to kind of keep it interesting is I'm gonna have Dre. I think if he can get free Labor Day, because I wanted to give everybody about a month. I know prices nowadays is high as the sky, so I want to give everybody a fair chance. So I'm hoping Labor Day, me and my brother will let you guys know for sure the date and if he's gonna be able to announce that. But for everybody that does that, I'm gonna have $100 winner. Let him pick randomly from your selfie, a $50 and two $25. And I thought that would be a kind of neat little incentive to kind of, get the merchandise pushed. And how do you guys feel about that? Dre, what do you think?
I'm with
Hey,
you, Sid.
Hey,
Okay.
I want to say this, man. Thank you.
That's
And
what's
for those
up.
of y'all participate, tell you what, share it as well, man. Like, and make sure other people are aware because, like, my granny used to always tell me, you can watch the TV, they gonna do nothing for you. But I'd be damned to watch the TV with us ain't doing nothing for you.
Yes,
Twin,
sir.
first of all, I'll give you your roses because the Shark Tank is in here. And if it wasn't for the Shark Tank, I wouldn't even have a channel right now, man. So
Hey,
Twin, let me give you
salute,
your roses.
baby.
Sis, let me give you your flowers as well. And all of y'all in the chat, man, let me give y'all your flowers, man. I appreciate everything y'all do for the community and for the fraternity.
Yes.
Brother Dre,
Yeah.
send me a link of your website and send me a short clip of just you scrolling down your website page, and I will implement that on every video that I do thus far.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
Hey, Twin, while I got you, let me ask y'all this too. While I got y'all here, Twin, I see a brother, Mr. Big, said I'd be interested in autograph merch. Twin, would you be, since y'all are hosting our Digital Dog Show, would you and bruh sign a t-shirt so we can auction it off during the dog show?
Of course, bro. I'll do anything to help you out. And
Hey,
while y'all
man.
talking about it, I see the your sister, she's so involved. She could hook up with my wife because my wife is deep into the little pit mama thing because, Saturday I got a chance to meet a lot of the wives based on the show we did. And it's just amazing how much the women are involved in this and don't have the recognition. And that's something that we push. We want to make sure that the pit mamas get this just as much as recognition as we do, because without them, we wouldn't have these dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Man.
All right. And salute Jamila. Salute Jamila. That's Dre's queen. Because I'm going to tell y'all know those dogs within them houses sometimes. They going to make messes, and all that. So salute to my brother's queen also.
That's right.
Hey, so Twin, let me ask you this: for your raffle, can you get with Mike and make sure that that he's down with it too? Because y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, I want to purchase my own shirt. Fuck the raffle. I want my own shit. All right. But
Yeah, but
and also Twin, I don't know if y'all are published yet, but if y'all get published, man, like I want that book bad in the motherfucker.
Yeah, for
Back,
real.
back back over to you, sis.
okay. Cool deal. And Dre, what we gonna do about getting the information out there? You wanna compose it where they can see it so everybody can be reminded of the 3 things
Yeah.
they need to do?
So
Okay, we'll talk offline.
On Sunday's video, we'll post it on Sunday's video where you can watch it and replay it in a lot
Okay.
faster setting. But
Okay.
But when you got a legend on your channel, you gotta give the fucking floor to that legend, man. And I love you
Yes,
to
sir.
death. That's what it does on Sisters Day and on International Women's Month. I fucking got you. But right now, when I got a legend on here, I'm gonna let that motherfucker
Yeah,
talk.
go for it.
So,
Go for it.
yes,
Salute,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
legend. Salute. Yes, sir. I'm out of the way.
Hey, great brothers and sisters, I gotta hop off this. Hey, I'm headed to New York tonight, so peace and blessings.
Godspeed,
Peace and
brother.
blessing, bro.
Man.
Peace and
Be
blessing.
safe.
Bro.
Yes,
Peace
sir.
and blessing, bro.
Shogun Army, sis, love y'all, chat. We out. Shogun Army, keep that blade sharp. Peace.
For
All
sure.
good. Peace and blessing, bro.
All right, Brother Smith. Like you heard it best from Twin. Whatever you put together, make sure it's working, man. And that's the general consensus, and it's coming from the one who has done the work. Yeah. Hey, so Twin, I did have a question for you, man. I had 2 questions, man. Last night I was in the chat and you went in, but you said what needed to be heard last night. And I plugged that in earlier. I think before you got in the chat, man. Probably like your 1 hour, 30 minute, 1 hour and 45 minute mark. Somewhere in that range, you was talking about you spoke what needed to be said, man. And what you spoke on was talking about guys who run into the basement to look, talk shit, and then run back upstairs. Can you elaborate upon that on this channel as well?
Well, to preserve the game, that's why we take you and put everybody on the bus so we can speak freely. You know what I'm saying? See, in our time, that's why I always speak in our times, because a lot of the stuff to go on upstairs is ridiculous. You can't talk this game was never built on talking. It's one of them things that where, they throw in papers and talk about people, where back in my day, you didn't really have much to say. If you had something to say, it was a real short conversation, because we call them weights. We're going to settle it there. When they come down and you're dealing with people in the basement, it's a whole different type of situation. When you get downstairs, you ain't in the corners. You just down there to hear what you want to just hear, and then you run back upstairs and you're blabbing it all over the damn place. Don't have anything to do with anything that you're doing. You just trying to be relevant, and like we need a newscast out here, and we don't. What goes on upstairs, it's all right. Y'all can go back and forth, but that's why we have all the confusion and all the arguing and all the backstabbing and unnecessary conversations, and that's not the part of the game that we love. Of course, things aren't the same way they was in our time, but guess what? Things wasn't easy back in the day when Tudor and Floyd and all them was doing what they was doing either, because they lived to be old men. So there was a time that it was still illegal. Didn't stop them from doing what they was doing. Didn't stop us from doing what we was doing. So how you going to preserve the dogs if you're not really using them for what they was meant for? It's not nothing to be talking about. That's why we got that little slogan going around. You know what I mean? Don't talk about it, be about it, and then prove it. That cuts down on all the madness. because, like, we say the jungle's quiet because the sharks is actually down in the jungle in the basement, and they ain't really talking much. They like sharks swimming around in the water waiting for the chum to come through. So that's one of the points we was trying to make as far as there's the upstairs and the downstairs. What go on downstairs is meant for the downstairs. If you was really trying to be relevant, you think I wouldn't know about it? Really? Because the game ain't never went nowhere. So,
Well stated. Well, and I wanted to bring that up on here because I've always talked that sentiment about anything we're doing. If you're good, you tell people. If you're great, people tell you. And that's what I was trying to get at, man. The second question I had for you, Twin, from my personal perspective was, I saw you interacting with the people down there, man, and it was a beautiful thing at the weekend, this past weekend, man. And I just wanted to say, everything you said you was gonna do, you did. And I want to bring honor to that as well, because a man is only as good as his word. And so I wanted to say thank you for doing exactly what you said you were gonna do. I saw the look in people's eyes when they were taking the pictures. Motherfuckers was happy. All right, it was genuine happiness. So thank you.
Oh yeah, it was one of them. It actually was a great experience for us because even for Tom, because like Tom said, that was the biggest event he's had, and that was his 10th anniversary. So you kind of got to understand, Tom kind of knew us, but he made it a point because you knew if you had been there, you could have seen people. We was always taking pictures with people. And our thing with that was to try to bring the new and the old together at a point to where, we stress, you got to know where you come from to actually understand where you're going. That's so important to this game because, again, when we get out there and the guy is running up to us, and I'm standing right there and I'm kind of like, you guys know us, but you probably would have never known us if we hadn't did what we did. But if you watch how the old school people who really knew us, those were the ones that we take our hats off to because we didn't have to go find them. They made it a point to find us. So that was a blessing in itself to be able to walk and talk to Divine and old Bob and Snake Man and Big and Tom, and hear them talk about they watched the show and what part of the shows they liked, the things that we've said. And remember, those are guys that we looked up to. And people like Super Kennels, look at all the great dogs they had. Jason over there with the Untouchables. I mean, look at all the old school people that you don't see in books, that were there, who have a chance to get together. And then you have the young who don't know who these people are. And you got me and Mo there. And then all of a sudden, we bring in them two groups together where you can stand there and talk to old Bob Finley and sit there and let him tell you how he did it and let him look at your pedigree. Because if you're running his shit, who would know how to do the shit better than the man who created it, right? So that was one of the biggest, and then big shout out to my man Boom, because Rasta Man was an idol for us because, again, he was the black guy that was in the white guy's book. You know what I'm saying? And you think about that. You don't find too many black men out here to where we were making it in their books. So how do we keep our legacy alive? We keep our legacy alive by touching the new. The new is doing it a whole lot different, but then that's why the game gets watered down. You think you got a good dog? You can't talk about you got a good dog until you put that dog to work. Everything else means nothing. So we, as the older guys and the guys before us, they didn't get them names talking about it. They got them names and that legendary status by actually putting it out there, putting it to work, and let the history speak for itself. And when you're looking at the game in that type of manner, any one of you guys who's doing this can be us one day, because somebody got to keep it going to be moving forward. Can't always be us. We're like we're old. We was like the young guys of the legendary group. It's like we just got our legendary jackets. But look at all the legends before us that was there over the weekend that took us in and accepted us, as part of the new legendary Hall of Fame, as they called it. You know what I'm saying? The Twins, that's a blessing and an honor in itself. But then maybe that's why we try so hard and have that, get the channel together so we can give a true understanding straight from the horse's mouth. You don't have to hear about it. We're going to tell you about it. Some going to like it, some not. But then again, remember, we always stay close to the basement. So we're always making it clear. Be careful what you say and how you say it and who you saying it to. Because sometimes talk don't work, especially if you got dogs. So you got to play homage to the older people, the older OGs. You guys know Tudor been dead. Floyd, all them, even look how old Bob is. Look how old Tom is. I mean, look how old we are. So who's the next generation that picks it up? I mean, what do we have to talk about moving forward? It's not as abundant as it used to be. You know why? Because everybody talking about it and ain't being about it. And as long as the OGs are still around, remember, we're not as old as the Snake Mans and the Toms and the Bob Finners and the Mr. Divine. And, we're not that old when it comes to them. Them men are 79 and 80 years old going on. So, of course, they're going to give a shout out to us, because a lot of them say they heard a lot about us. Some of them even had a chance to see us at work. But to see us being able to keep pushing it and trying to fix it where everybody else might have stayed quiet about it, we're not being quiet about it, because, again, it's our history. If we don't do this, is it going to disappear? Because most of the guys that I'm talking about, they were white guys. We're all the black guys. They're starting to die off. And nobody's talking about them. Well, we're never going to let them forget them. So that's why I come around and we hang out with you, because you're new to this. You're young, but you're spearheading, the task force for the young. Just think about what you're doing. If you keep doing what you're doing and they keep coming over here and everybody takes something out of what you're doing, hopefully maybe one or two might go home and actually take the information they've been getting from everybody. And before you know it, remember, legendary is not a self-proclaimed thing. Legendary is something that your peers put on you. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you have to put in the work to be able to get that kind of status. And if you can obtain that type of status, then that means you've done something. And that's what it's all about. If you do it, guess what? That means it's a lot easier for people to listen like we listen. We've always told you how we done it. We listened. We tried it. We didn't recreate anything. We just did what everybody else that we looked up to were doing. And guess what? They said legends make legends. Guess what? That's a true statement.
It is. Brother Mike, I need to interject again. First, I want to apologize. I called you Brother Mo. I've been sipping on that whiskey, but I don't ever want to disrespect you, because I respect you on a high level.
Don't worry about it, man. They call us twin anyway, so do you think that people really know which one they're talking to? Or even when they looking us dead in the face, which one is Mo and which one is Mike? So they just make it simple by just saying twin. But we're always gonna represent, my part in this whole thing. But I'm also the one, I was there. I'm right there with them, and it's kind of one of them situations to where when we do what we do, if anything that we do is going to make a game different, is the brotherly love that you have for the love of something. Just because he's my twin and we done this all together, our family got big because guess what? This is the brotherly love and the fraternity of the American Pit Bull Terrier. And so when I see the brothers come from Ohio and Kentucky, I mean, look at all the guys that came from everywhere, and everybody had the same comment, twin. Only reason I'm here is because of you.
Yeah.
Because I heard y'all was coming. We were signing treadmills. Remember, we were signing the old school boys shit. Those were Divine in them treadmills. Mr. Corey's stuff. They want us to sign their stuff. You know how big of an honor that was to be signing their stuff? Come on, man. And then you got the young guys there who don't even know who these guys are. And I made it a point. I told y'all a story about the young guys who wanted to take a picture with us. And they gave the camera to Mr. Divine. Old man Divine, And you trying to take a picture with me? I said, hold on, bro. No, I'm not. No, you don't want to take a picture with me until you get a picture with him. We don't know who he is. Well, I tell you what, Mr. Vine, can I have that camera? I said, would you please take a pictures with these young men? And he kind of looked funny, but he said, okay, twin. And he went on and got up there and he took the picture, and I took the picture of him. And I told the guy, now I'll take a picture with you, but you got to go home. You got to do your homework. I need you to find out who that man is. His name is Mr. Divine. If you're a real bulldog man, he ain't going to be hard to find. And you're going to respect that picture a whole lot more than what you did before you didn't know who he was, because he's the legend. I'm new to the game. That's the man. So it's those kind of things, man, that I know when them guys get and find out who they actually standing there with, they're going to cherish that picture more than the picture that we gave them with us. Trust that.
Yeah. Hey, twin, I got to interrupt you one more time, man. So the brother Vinny has subscribed to be a member of our channel. Brother Vinny, we want to give you our humblest thanks, because it's one thing for a super chat or a super sticker, but to become a member is a commitment to excellence. We want to say thank you so much. And twin, I also want to thank you for helping us achieve what we're achieving, because without endorsements of OGs, we would not be able to do it, man. Thank you so much.
It's a blessing, man, because again, y'all the future. Not us. We're too old to be the future. All we can do is spread the knowledge, and that's the biggest thing that we have to give back to the game. We're trying to give the game back what it gave us. So that means all you guys don't have the same excuse about, nobody's willing to talk to you. We're doing more than talking to you. We're trying to bring everybody together. That's why we pop in everybody's room. And I love my Shark Tank, because you know what? That's the biggest impact that this game has really had when it comes to this internet podcasting thing. Because one thing that I truly believe and understand is we are always going to be a lot stronger as one than as, individuals going back and forth, so that's why it's important that you keep doing what you're doing. And believe me, I always look and see who all in the chat. And I see a whole lot of sharks down there. So I guess it's getting around. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Hey,
I love that representation, man. I love how we represent each other and support each other, man. That's the biggest, blessing I get out of all this, because that's really one of the biggest things that we wanted. Because together we can save this, because we're all going to be on that same accord, because we're already on the same accord anyway, the love of the dogs. Now, what we're going to do with the love of the dogs is based on what we do amongst this podcast, how much we help each other to share to keep this going in the right direction.
For sure. For sure. Hey, it's, man, they putting the sharks in the chat. They got the little sharks in the chat. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna keep this thing much longer than 3 hours tonight because y'all, we got a 1-year-old. So once I get done walking the dogs tonight, it's only 9 o'clock my time. But once I get done walking the dogs, I'm gonna call it a night. Twin, I would like to talk to you in the back chat, just my brothers and us in here. But we got about 5 minutes to the hour. So y'all brothers in the chat, go ahead and put y'all cash apps in the chat one last time. But twin, Big A 601. If y'all brothers want to go and chop it up while I skim the chat and look at the brothers out there dropping that support.
Oh yeah. Big shout out to all my Shogun warriors out there. Big shout out. Big love for you guys because you support us. You know we're gonna support you. Sharks, y'all keep doing. And don't forget to hit the damn like button. What's wrong with y'all?
Already. Hey, I just want to say, who am I speaking to? Mr. Mike or Mr. Mo?
Mr. Mike.
All right, Mr. Mike. Man, I just want to say, man, thank you, bro. And I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all, man. And y'all really just don't know what y'all do for people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even what's going to speak for the game. I'm just going to say for people. And it's an honor and a pleasure really to even be able to be talking to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real now. All bull junk aside, ain't no cap, none of that. And hey, I'm through, man. It's an honor, man. I'm gone, man. Really, I don't even know what to say because my words ain't coming out right because it's all right. I love y'all, man. We love y'all. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate that, man. You know what? The funny part about that whole situation is, you know, when we was Saturday, you don't get a chance to really understand how much people really appreciate you until you right there in your face and people just did like you did. They see us and they get tongue tied like, damn, y'all really here. Right. You know, and we wasn't really looking at it in that kind of manner, but to see people actually have that kind of love for you, it's just different because, you know, when we started doing this, I did this because of my brother's situation, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And never looked at it to be anything but giving him that platform to do what he loved to do, and that's these damn dogs. So when you get around them people and you signing their books and you signing things and wives coming up to you and, you know, especially the wives, because, you know, I did that show with my wife and you wouldn't believe how much that was a big influence on a lot of the women.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Twin, I've got a question for you. What was your lowest your lowest point your in the during your run, like what was the low, I always hear about the good and the bad, but like what was your lowest point while you were doing your run, and what did it do, what did it do to you, and how did you overcome it?
I think the lowest point was when my brother was getting a divorce.
Okay.
That was the lowest point because he was actually trying to save his marriage. And that's when he sold all the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't help him.
Right.
Thank God that when he came back, I still had my yard.
Okay.
And then we rebuilt the yard, So the lowest point is when he sold all the dogs. I mean, I think he had, it was about 40 dogs on the yard. Remember, Brat got sold, Bebe got sold, What Did They got sold. Remember, all of them dogs were sold to people. And
what did that do, like, from a mentality standpoint? What did that do, like, for y'all? Did you, because you got to get your scratch on, but like, I mean, from the bottom, at the lowest point, like, how, what was your thought process?
Well, for me, it was more
you know, to see my brother going through what he was going through as far as, you know, losing his wife and, you know, that type of situation. Remember, we
Mhm.
had a farm and she lived on the farm. So
Right.
you got to understand that that's way out the way of civilization. And he had to put in, you know, he had to give it up. He was willing to give it up to try to save it.
Mhm.
But when it came back down to it, he really couldn't give it up. And he basically gave her up. So
Right.
imagine having to give her up and coming back and think about, damn, I gave up all my dogs and shit. And he didn't have that to worry about because he already know what I had.
Mhm.
And there wasn't nothing for us to be right back there rocking and rolling. And the bad
Right.
thing about that was, remember in 2004, they raided his house.
Mhm.
And that
And
new
this is
brand
this
that
is
was coming
after the
through.
divorce, right?
Yeah, this was after the divorce. This was the new
Okay.
crew that was coming through.
Okay.
And remember, he wasn't doing nothing at that time. Remember, we were just rebuilding.
Mhm.
And when they took all those dogs and killed them.
So, so he sold all his dogs, and then on the rebound, you get raided,
Yep.
man. So
Mm.
after the, so man, yeah.
Man, that shit heavy,
So
boy.
yeah,
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
yeah. So how long did it take for you to like to bounce back from that?
Shit, when we after that situation happened, remember my brother was facing 30 years behind that
Hmm.
with
Right.
me.
Yeah.
Remember, he wasn't really doing anything. We wasn't really doing anything. But the crazy thing about that was, remember I told you when he came back and he had sold all the dogs, and then what I had on the yard,
Yeah.
yeah, my brother came right back and was matching shit again.
Like you didn't miss a beat.
We didn't miss a beat. That's how we
So
started breeding the new crew because we were still taking like the Roger Ramjets, the Dusties, and all them. You know, they was putting back to putting in the work, and you taking
yeah,
them dogs, and now you breeding them dogs. You know, and that's when you get the charm ones. You know,
yeah,
the Beltazars, the Colossus, the Juggernauts. You know, them bad motherfuckers come through. You know, so
Yes,
you
sir.
know, and then it was still, I think it was 16. Uh, when I say puppies, I'm talking about puppies that were just born, wasn't even 6 weeks old. Took them too.
right.
So
Mm.
he didn't just come back in and have to start over. I still had dogs on my yard. I
Right.
think I had about 10, and out of
Right.
them 10, we matched 8 of them. The two
Yeah.
Mm.
females, we saved them for the breeding process. But
Yeah.
you know, he was still back out there slinging, you know, getting it in. And I think that's what helped him get through the divorce thing because he jumped right back in, didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
And it was like he always said, that new group was better than the first, that group that we let get away. You thought Brat and
Yeah.
Buck Rogers and Mikey and Psycho, all of them, and you thought they was the shit. That new bunch with Xena and them, they was the whew. Remember, we was fighting Xena.
Yeah.
We was fighting Roger, Red
Yeah.
Man. Them dogs right there, man. You would have thought that we had never stopped.
Mm.
But I think once they hit his yard, and hit him with them trumped up ass charges and killed all his dogs, that really pissed him off. It hurt him,
Yeah.
but it more or less like pissed him off because
Mhm.
imagine if you was facing 30 years, is you just gonna lay
Yeah.
down and let him give it to you? Or you
Yeah.
gonna,
No.
hell no.
Yeah.
It
No,
wasn't
they gonna have to give that to me. I'm not taking it. You know what I'm
damn right.
saying?
And that's
Yeah.
exactly how he did it. Fired 6
Yeah.
lawyers and wound up fighting that case, between me and him. We did that case without a lawyer
Yeah.
and won. But
Yeah.
at the time, he really wasn't doing anything as far as they could prove,
Right.
you know.
And see, I was asking that because a lot of, people that I know, just, having conversations and stuff like that, a lot of people when they hit their low point, they don't come back, you know, like some just like they just don't come back. And it's a mentality thing. And I just wanted to know, your thought process and kind of explained it, it's like, you never lost focus.
Yeah.
Get back in the fight. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to, know about your lowest point because we hear a lot of, of the good stuff, even the bad, but like really just honing in on that dark time and the game in the actual dog man and how did he overcome that when he was down in the box, himself.
Well, one of the biggest things that I mean, I pray that when I talk to guys and trying to get them to understand. See, we was on a different type of level. Remember, got to understand we was in the fast lane. So everybody
Hmm.
that we was around, when I say fast lane, that's a different type of. Those are the different type of people. Them people right there, man, that's their life.
Yeah.
That's how they feed their families.
Yes, sir.
That's just a way of living for them.
Hmm.
So when you're out there running with them type of down people, man, you understand the risk that you're taking. And and remember, how can you really be out of something when you're good at what you're doing? You know,
Right.
remember these guys like the Abrahams, McNasty,
Hmm.
Ready to Rumble. Them boys didn't lose, man.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
wasn't in the habit of losing. So our down, we didn't have them down moments. And
Hmm.
if it's like riding a bike, man, if you can ride a bike, tell me, I don't give a damn how old you get. Are you going to forget how to ride that bike?
Right.
You just never forget. You already got the eye. You already know what it takes. Any one of them guys, there's a lot of guys, man, that went through the same kind of troubles we do. And I can guarantee you to this day, they got the baddest dogs still in the country.
Mm.
Because they can't live without them. You might not hear them doing nothing, but that don't mean they don't have them. And if you wanted to go get a badass motherfucker, why wouldn't you go to them? Well, they got people out there bullshitting. Shit, there's still some badass dogs out here, but you ain't gonna find them upstairs.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I think that's the biggest thing that we try to get across is the knowledge of what it means to be good.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it. If you're gonna be about it, you'll never fall off. Because if you're good as you say you are, your dog's gonna make that a point. Don't have to tell nobody. Everybody else gonna do the talking for you. You know,
Right.
and that's how you know, I guess that was our legacy. A lot of people thought we were white boys. Imagine that.
Mm.
Or some even said that we were Mexican, and why? Because of the dogs we ran. But then you look at the people we was running with, they be laughing about it because then these people ain't in the basement where we at, or they would know better, wouldn't they?
Right.
So
And
that's what Tonka do.
yeah, and and also I was asking that question because it's like, you know, do you it's like do you have as much game in you as you want out of these dogs, um, or you game yourself, when you backed into a corner, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm an ex-Marine.
Yes, sir.
What you think?
Yeah, I mean not you, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying in general. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. It ain't nothing. If you, our dogs are a representation of who we are.
Yes, sir.
Our life is representation of our dogs. That's we're gonna go hard on whatever we do and however we do it. So, we always looked at life in the same aspect. If you're gonna do it, be the best at what you're trying to do. And if you can't try to be the best of what you're trying to do, then why are you doing it? You know, maybe that's why we could never work for anybody. We've always ran our own businesses. We've always just had fun in life. And that's what life was supposed to be all about. But we took it serious enough that if we're going to do it, this is how we're going to do it. Look at the podcast. We ain't been up but just a little while, but guess what? If we're going to do it, why not try to be the best of what you're doing?
Facts.
You know,
Yes,
we're
sir.
trying to be the best teachers out there. You know, if you notice, you know, me and my brother, we don't hold no punches.
Not one. Not a, that's a fact. Yeah,
We
that's a
come
fact.
straight, factual, and direct, and that's just who we are. You know, we're humble. Actually, we try to help, but you know how people are. Some people just take that niceness for a weakness, and then, believe it or not, that's what we prey on. We want you to be like that because we're going to show you, you know, some people just ain't meant to be fucking with like that, and we just them two, you know, we just ain't the ones. And I know this don't have nothing to do with throwing them things because I feel like people can talk a lot, but you know what, fellas, when you got a platform, do you really want me to be messing with me with a platform that I have? I can talk about you and just drag you through the mud, you know, and then control what you can and can't say. And if you really don't like it, I'm an open book. You can actually come to my house and act like you want to be Froggy and jump. You know,
Motherfucker gonna get hog tied like them dudes that stole y'all dog at them had a rope around their neck and that motherfucker 4-4 to their head.
Hey,
Get shot.
hold on.
No.
Hey, Mr. Mike, big twin. Everybody in the chat is pretty much is a shark, right? But I'm in this live because I wanted to talk to you in the back chat with my brothers tonight, man. Those of y'all who are here for the live, I want to say thank you and give everybody on the panel a chance to say they goodbyes. But we're gonna shut this thing down here.
Oh, good, man. I just want to say some blessings to everybody that came through the chat, man, and everybody that, you know, just, man, y'all good night. Thank you for taking the time, my late night, just to come through and just cruise with us this day tomorrow, man. Hey, man, keep God first.
For sure. So you got anything you want to plug in there?
Hey man, salute. I hop back in, just speak to the elders, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all tune in. Monday we hopping back in. I might do a pop-up show this Friday afternoon. We might dive into some gardening and we go sip and talk that shit, you feel me?
Yes, sir.
Show it.
Well, I'm gonna give a big shout out to everybody who showed up tonight and show out. You know, big shout out to the chat because I know there's a whole bunch of them sharks in there. Shout out to the Shogun, my man Samurai. You know what I mean, fellas. You know, again, I'm a strong believer in as long as we support each other and we keep doing what we're doing, this thing is always gonna get bigger and better. And y'all proving that because every time I look at my people in the chat room, I would tell them the same thing I tell them on my show. Don't forget to hit the damn like button. And if you ain't already subscribed, hit the damn subscribe button. Keep showing the love.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In a real way. Keep them blades sharp.
Yeah.
Keep them blades sharp, baby.
Hey, so I want to say this real quick while I got y'all here on the sound of my voice. Going hard, Kennels. I think it was Motor that made a commitment, Mike. But they said y'all would host it for us. We go live just like we are right now when we release the winners for our digital dog show. And that way they can have a legend, just like how y'all was with Vince Romeo, they can have a legend announce the winners for the digital dog show. And then Twin, I want to talk to you in the back chat about the rapper we got because a lot of these guys don't know that you have a record company, but we'll talk about it in the back chat. One love to the chat. We out.
Yes, sir.